Primetime, featuring Joe C.
Son of a gun.
Matt Hayes.
His balls are different in person.
Mia O'Brien.
I don't know what they're doing.
And Leon Searcy.
Bringing you love, peace, and soul.
Cold, wintry weather, as far as I'm concerned. This is what winter looks like in the Sunshine State. Clouds and a little bit of cool weather. I'll take that compared to what everyone else is dealing with. Welcome in to Monday on XL Primetime, a Mokama Beer Company Monday. And we'll say today, minus Mia, she is out at the Players Media Day, so she's having a good time out there. And hopefully the rain has held off as they're getting ready to put that golf course, really on full display. We are a little over a month away from the Players, which will be one of the crown jewel events of the PGA Tour schedule. But we got football to talk about today. We've got Super Bowl week to talk about, prop bets to hand out, and we got a special guest coming up in the, second half of this hour. Gerald Ingram, who coached Fred Taylor, when he was a great one here as a Jacksonville Jaguar. So we're going to welcome him in, and hopefully he'll storytell a little bit with us. But it is Super Bowl week, and we're looking at everything that's going on with the Chiefs and the Niners, and we're going to start handing out some prop bets today. But Big Sirs, I look among us, including John Party over there. None of us have played in the Super Bowl, except you.
I've dreamed about it.
Yeah.
Well, it is Super Bowl weeks, and I don't care how long it's been. Actually, it's been 28 years since I played in the Super Bowl. Absolutely 28 years. And it's some of my fondness and not so fondest memories. But as far as Monday goes, Monday is always the flight in. All right, our Super Bowl at that particular time was in Arizona. We all flew in. Hey, thank you, JJ. I appreciate it. We all flew in, and the exciting part about it is that once you get off that plane, you get on your bus, and you take the police escort to your hotel. When you get to your hotel or whatever like that, at that particular time, it was still fans everywhere. There was fans outside of the hotel, inside the hotel with the chants, here we go, Steelers. You got your family there. You've already accommodated them. You put them in the hotel and all that. So everything is about the fanfare today. Everything is about the fanfare, the seriousness about the game. You still got it in your back of your mind, but you're trying to enjoy the festivities of being in a Super Bowl. And listen, I've been in 3 national championship games, played in 2. It rivals, definitely the Super Bowl and the week you're at the Super Bowl, it rivals any national championship game you could ever play.
Did you have the bye week?
Yeah. We didn't have the bye week.
Didn't.
We went right into it, because I believe we played our game maybe that Saturday. We beat the Colts. It was Jim Harbaugh, was the quarterback, in the Hail Mary that he threw in the end zone that was incomplete. Damn near close, though. Real close. Real close. So we played the game Saturday, JJ, and we found out the NFC team later on that evening. Next thing you know, Monday, we're on the plane.
See, so in the 90s, because we were talking with Yancey Thigpen the other day, who was a member of the Tennessee Titans, and that was the year 1999. We all know. That was
the last year.
Yeah, a little where this team was hoping they were going, and everyone had to have their bags packed. Our bags were packed. And it was an for your Jacksonville Jaguars because it was the Tennessee Titans.
Stuff happens.
That went instead, but that was one of the ones that was just a turnaround.
I mean, Yancey said it. That was the last year that they had the quick turnaround. I think Yancey said right after that they gave you a bye after the Super Bowl. And the Super Bowl from then that point on was like you had an extra week.
Right.
And then, because even the Pro Bowl, at that particular time, the Pro Bowl was after the Super Bowl. Now the Pro Bowl's before the Super Bowl.
Oh, you're talking about like the Pro Bowl, the 64-59 final that they had yesterday?
Was it that? I didn't watch it. I didn't. I'm sorry.
64-59. I can't believe you watched it.
You'll be happy to know the 64-59 is a combination of the actual game score and skills competition. So that's how it played out.
Oh, that's how it played out?
Yeah. Yeah, just so you know.
Was there a dunking pool there, too?
I don't know if there was. Okay. But it's so funny. Like, I know you hate the actual the skills competition.
I do. But you know what? I do. What I can appreciate is the fact that those guys that were there, they're among the elite of the elite.
Yeah.
When you make the Pro Bowl, I don't care in what capacity, you make it to the Pro Bowl, you get to put that on your resume. You get to put Pro Bowl such and such.
And I do agree. You can't trash that part of it because that's recognizing the greatness in the game. But I'll admit that it ain't a bad thing to watch because you get to see the personalities of the players and you get to see them in a different environment. Now, screw the flag football, okay? I don't even need to see that. But you still get to see these athletes competing, which is all really the fans want. They want that little celebrity type of moment.
Yeah, and listen, for the fans' sake, this is probably the first opportunity they really get to see their players without the helmet in the uniform on. You know what I'm saying? So they get to interact with them, take pictures, selfies, and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of cool with it, you know.
Well, I personally miss Sean Taylor decapitating Brian Moorman, those type of plays.
Those are always
We'll never
good.
get those back.
Well, I tell you what, your guy did that your man RG3, he actually wore Sean Taylor's Pro Bowl jersey to kind of commemorate the fact that you remember that hit that Sean Taylor, you know. I mean, leave it to a Kane to play the game the way it's supposed to be.
Well, you figure there's only two memories that most fans have, and you'd have to go all the way back and find Pete Rose when he destroyed the catcher at home plate. Yeah, and ended his career basically in an exhibition game.
Was that an exhibition game? I remember that he ran him over or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ended his career, but he played it.
I mean, Ray Fosse was blocking the plate.
Yeah.
What the hell's he supposed to do?
And I think it was the winning run.
Yeah,
stand there and get tagged?
Yeah, you live and learn.
And to be fair to Brian Moorman, a punter, he got right back up. Took it like a man.
Yeah, good.
He did.
And so, look, I love the guys that the game, if it's a game, if I'm between the lines, we're competing. That's just the way it is, which I'm okay with. Now, there's some NFL news that we need to get into, and then I want to chase the Jaguars Today topic because I mentioned to them, they asked in a 10-year period, assuming Trevor Lawrence signs a big multi-year, multi-million-dollar deal, what's the best you can hope for? And you know, it's kind of, you know, getting in wish land, but whatever. Should you expect them to get to the Super Bowl? Where do you think they will get? Well, I'm talking to them, and I'm like, how many quarterbacks right now in the National Football League have made it to the Super Bowl? We're talking few and far between right now. So it is kind of a wide open territory because the guys that played for so many years over the last 5 years have exited. Drew Brees has left. Tom Brady has left. Of course, Peyton Manning has left. But you take a look at Aaron Rodgers is still playing, but he was hurt. You take a look at all the spots that they took up as Super Bowl starting quarterbacks, you're down to Pat Mahomes, Matt Stafford, Jared Goff,
Joe Flacco.
Joey. He's still got
Joey Burrow.
Yeah,
Joe Burrow.
You could still count him among them. Okay. Russell.
Russ.
You can still count him as far as
Jalen Hurts from last year.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts definitely.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, Garoppolo counts.
Is he still playing?
Yeah.
Well, he's not playing, but he's on.
Okay,
team.
he's limping somewhere.
Yeah, but at least he's on the Vegas roster.
Okay, he's on the roster.
And he did appear in a Super Bowl. So when you go from Super Bowl winning down to Super Bowl, at least making an appearance in the Super Bowl, the list is a little bit bigger, but it ain't that much bigger.
Yeah. Well, you know what it reminds me of, Joe, a little bit, because when I first came into the league, it was hard to make the Pro Bowl because you, as a youngster, you had to know you had to stay in your lane. All right.
Yep.
I had the Zimmermans in front of me. I had the Tony Joneses in front of me, the Bruce Armstrongs, the Richmond Webbs in front of me. You know, so I was young.
Those are some good dudes.
Some good dudes. So I knew Jumbo Elliott, those type of guys. So I knew that young I had to wait my turn. And then when my turn came, then comes Ogden and Boselli and Walter Jones and all that.
Also good dudes.
So also great dudes or whatever. So when you look at the Super Bowl and all those guys are gone now, there's only one dude in the AFC that the mountain you got to climb. That's Mount Mahomes.
Yeah, it is.
It is Mount
Mahomes.
It's a big ass.
I refer to Mount JoJo at home quite often, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
He's the culmination of all those dudes.
Yeah.
As long as he's in the AFC, Mount Mahomes is the mountain that you got to climb.
Yeah. And I'm telling you what, this guy, all right, so think about this. And we're going to set up our Super Bowl props. We have a full list of props. And by the way, I'm going to force you, as we do these, you got to get 3 prop bets correct. If you get 2 or 3, you're going to go into a drawing. I'm going to try and give some good stuff away from my beer boys and from the Golf Club of Southampton. But the Mahomes game against against the San Francisco 49ers, going back 4 years ago, they were trailing by double digits going into the fourth quarter, and they scored the next 21 points. So then you're thinking, this guy's going to be unstoppable. Well, then he comes back the next year, and the unstoppable beat him, the GOAT, Tom Brady. And then you take a look at what happened to him with that pass rush against him. It was unreal. Then take a look at the pass rush against Joey Burrow the following season. And the pass rush is real. If you don't have that along with your quarterback, you ain't got it all. And that's why this football team needs to make sure they secure the quarterback and those guys that can deliver pressure to the passer. Because you know it, Leon.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I was actually watching that Super Bowl on NFL Network. You know how they show all the Super Bowls?
Oh, it's awesome.
And they were giving, it was awesome. And they were mic'd up. And what's his name? Pierre-Paul? I mean,
JPP?
JPP. I mean, he was talking smack to Mahomes the whole time. They were knocking him down, just pressure after pressure. And the Chiefs had to do something after that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, you got this amazing talent behind you, a quarterback, and you've got absolutely no protection of him.
Yeah.
And that year in free agency, when they got him a left tackle, a left guard, a center, and a right tackle.
I'm glad you're bringing it up because think about this. The Kansas City Chiefs, when they won their Super Bowl, they had a fairly good offensive line. But then Eric Fisher had gone down and gotten hurt, and they basically were saying goodbye to him. They go out and get Orlando Brown. They have him there for a minute, however long you want to describe it. Then he wants a big deal. They say goodbye to him. They bring Donovan Smith in and Juwan Taylor. They will now be in 3 Super Bowls. Is that right? No, 4 Super Bowls. 4 Super Bowls with basically 4 different offensive lines. It's nuts what they've had, what they either have had to do or been able to do.
Well, if you really think about it, we were talking about this in the pre-show. There's Mahomes, Kelsey, Chris Jones, and a bunch of guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they keep winning.
Yeah.
And they keep winning Super Bowls.
But what is also classic is just going back and seeing some of the guys that were there when they first made it. I'll remind everybody, we're sitting here dreaming of a Super Bowl, and it would be great. When Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs won their Super Bowl, first Super Bowl 4 years ago in this era, it was 50 years since the last one.
Yeah.
50 flipping years since the last Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl.
Since the cigarette in the Fresca.
Yeah.
Halftime with Len Dawson.
Yeah, exactly, when he had the heater.
Yeah.
And so that's how far back it was for a storied franchise who had been to countless playoffs, countless championship games, had not gotten the job done, and they finally got the job done.
In fact, they had a reputation of not being able to get to the big one.
They had lost 4 straight home playoff games at that point and really got it going. And then what's nuts is that Tom Brady beat Mahomes in a Patriots uniform, went to the Super Bowl and won. Then Mahomes and Kansas City come back, win, and then Tom Brady goes to Tampa and beats the Chiefs again. So if you're looking at it,
right, Brady got help from D Ford too. Let's make that very clear.
True,
because without
it was
that play,
all D Ford.
The Chiefs it's a year earlier.
Tom Brady had lost that game.
Yeah,
and D Ford allowed him to be the winner and Mahomes to be the loser. That's how. Even though we always just put that sticker on the quarterback, there's so many other things.
It's. I was thinking about this over the weekend with Mahomes. He's almost like, and this is, I can't believe I'm even saying this. He's almost like a Jordan type of guy, where he's so flipping good, that there's no getting by him. There's no getting by him unless he makes mistakes. You know what I mean? Like you yourself are not going to beat him. If he makes mistakes, then you've got a chance.
Yeah. And look, I did. You just went back and you mentioned those offensive lines, Leon. That defensive pass pressure got to him. That's what lost him that football game.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Tampa Bay I mean, you're talking about Jordan, but the Buccaneers defense was the Pistons at some particular point. I mean, they roughed them up. You got to get the whole knock on Tom Brady is that you can't give him time. You got to get him off his spot. You got to get pressure on him. You got to make him be a tap dancer. And every Super Bowl that he's lost. 4-man rush, cover 2 defense, cover 3, whatever. But your 4-man rush is going to get home and put pressure on him, and he's not going to have that time to throw the ball. So, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is not an exception to that. If you get pressure on him, he's moving the maneuver. He's a magic man. He's a Houdini. But you got to get hits on him. You definitely got to get hits on him.
The problem is even when he has a high ankle sprain, sometimes he still wins.
That's true.
And
he has a backup.
Sometimes the backup comes in and goes 98 yards.
99 yards on you.
Honestly, I will never get over Chad Henne. I will never get over it.
That was crazy, man.
Yeah, and I'm again, we're going back like you're saying, watching some of these Super Bowls, and Henne win in the Super Bowl second quarter. I'm pretty sure Mahomes gets rolled. And that ankle, he comes up where he can hardly even walk. And you're like, oh, my God. You look over on the sidelines, Henny's starting to warm up. And they're all like, oh, my gosh. You go, no. That's the same cat that 3 weeks before that had taken the offense 90-plus yards play after. What was that total number of plays against the Jaguars?
There was a few penalties for them,
of course
but
there
I mean,
was.
still, that's going to happen in 98 yards.
It was like 13 plays or something.
It seemed like it was 13, 14 plays. And by the way, with the penalties, that was on the Jags. There's always somebody that's helping somebody else. It's like when you go back to the Kansas City Chiefs when it looked like they were on the ropes. It was Baltimore that played with a lack of discipline, remember, on the defensive side of the ball, and gave them opportunities to kick a field goal before the half.
I mean,
and
do
then
you really
Zay
want to
Flowers.
relive this?
How many?
Do you really want to relive it?
By the way, the longest
I bet
drive
it
in
was-
postseason history for the Chiefs.
Do you really want to relive
who have
this?
been
No, I
around
don't.
since Super
Because
Bowl
I'm going to
I.
make you relive it right now.
Because I know all Duval right now is not happy with us
12
reliving
plays,
this.
98 yards, 6 minutes, and 5 seconds.
Does it show aided by how many penalties?
Henny to Kelsey for 6. Pacheco for 8. Pacheco for 7. Henny pass incomplete.
Oh.
Henny short pass to Tony.
All right, let me
To
lie down.
Kadarius Tony for 8.
Oh.
With no
Henny
size?
short pass to Kelsey for 4. Moore left end to KC for 3 yards. Sky Moore on a reverse for 3 yards, okay?
He doesn't even dress anymore.
No.
Timeout.
Healthy
Henny.
scratch.
Short pass to Kelsey for 4 yards. Penalty on Jax. Arden Key. Roughing the passer.
Thank you, Arden. You
Chad
savage.
Henne. Pass incomplete to Blake Bell.
Another former Jag.
2nd and 10 of the Jax 43. Pacheco left end. Rush for 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? 39 yards. 39 yards for Pacheco, okay? 1st and goal to Jax 4. Pacheco up the middle for 1. 2nd and goal. Excuse me, for 3. 2nd and goal from the 1. Kelsey pass from Henne. TD.
Oh,
Dang, so they even threw with Kelsey from the 1 just to be like, yeah, we're doing this.
I'm surprised he didn't do the no
Screw
look like he
you
did a
guys.
few years earlier. He tried that no look and it failed.
I didn't even mean. I apologize. All Duval, I apologize.
That
to
was
you.
inappropriate.
I did not mean for Matt to go down memory
You
lane
asked
like
for it,
that.
man, so I gave
but,
it to you.
That do hurt. That do hurt. That's for sure. That's how close you were, and then you realize how far away you were. And so just getting back to the actual quarterbacks that have played in the Super Bowl. Is Trevor good enough? Is this team good enough? So much has to go your way. Mahomes, when he got hurt in the game against Jacksonville, you're thinking it's now going to go Jacksonville's way because he had to limp off and go into the locker room, and you weren't sure he was going to come out. And Mr. Henne, check down Chad, takes him the full length of the football field. Agonizing, Leon.
Yeah, it is. Well, you had mentioned Trevor. Is he? Listen, when you're the number 1 pick overall, fairly unfairly, the franchise is anticipating or expecting you to take you to places they've never been.
Yeah, you got to get them there.
Because you're, first of all, if you got the number 1 pick overall, that means you suck. Okay, so if you get the quarterback that you think you have, he's supposed to be a franchise changer. Yeah, I mean, Trevor, he's expected to come here to Jacksonville and elevate this franchise. And winning a Super Bowl would be, listen, if he wins a Super Bowl here in Jacksonville, all the guys before, like me and everybody else, we disappear. I mean, if you want to see us disappear, win the Super Bowl, all right? Or else we're just going to keep talking.
I think it would be the opposite. I think
No.
the franchise in general would be like,
More recognized.
yeah, people would talk about it more and people would remember more. And I was actually thinking the other day, just dreaming on the couch, like, imagine how badass a parade would be.
Oh, it'd be so
Just
smart,
like we'd
dude.
get off, or we'd do the show live from the parade, and we'd be just having
We'd be
a
on a
blast.
float,
dude.
man.
We'd be drinking.
Yeah,
oh
JJ,
my
we'd be
God.
on the float.
Where-
Are you kidding me?
Yes, I love that.
Are you serious?
Richie,
Now,
making that.
Leon will
Are
be
you
retired
serious?
now to pasture at that point, but
Yeah.
still, we will.
I might probably
Not
want
only
to
that, we'd have a keg on the
As
float.
much as I tear into the Jaguars and lose, you think they're going to give me a float? You serious?
You'll be on our float, bro.
All right, well, if I'm on
Yeah,
your
you're on
float,
our
then
float.
that's
Keg
fine.
flowing.
All right, then. But
All right.
I tell you what, the Jaguars not putting me on no damn float.
All right, now let me just float some of these names by you.
Get some Popeyes on there for you, too, bro.
Nah, I can appreciate that.
Let me
Tight
float
lady
these
on the
names
bottom.
by
Tight
you.
lady, too.
This is the last decade, basically. The math says you have to add a year, but the last decade, I'm going to go from 13 to 23. Starting quarterbacks in the Super Bowl, Russell v. Peyton. That was 2013. 2014, Tommy versus Russell. 2015, Peyton versus Cam Newton. So you had 3 repeat performers there. 2016, Tommy again versus Matt Ryan. 2017, Nick Foles. Ever heard of him? He has a statue. Nick Foles versus Tom Brady. It was endless with Tommy. We know that. The next year, Tom Brady versus Jared Goff. The next year, Mahomes versus Garoppolo. Then back to Brady versus Mahomes. Stafford versus Burrow. Mahomes versus Hurts. And now Mahomes again versus Brock Purdy with his first name being inserted into this. So
which one of these is not like the other in that entire group there?
Mr. Irrelevant. But dude's getting it done. He really is.
He is.
And when you're under center and performing like that, you look like a number one overall pick. That's for sure. All right, now let's set this up because we're going to go back in the past in just a second and talk with Gerald Ingram, Freddie T's running backs coach, and get his idea of how good he thinks Freddie is when you judge him among the greats in the game of football and if he's Hall of Fame worthy. Yesterday, February 4th, second-year anniversary of Doug Peterson being hired by this franchise. So 2 years ago yesterday. Now I'll go back to our show a year ago. What were we doing? Well, Doug Peterson had reclaimed Jacksonville's postseason position.
Somebody was talking about Super Bowl. Somebody at this table. I'm not going to say who it was, but somebody at this table was talking about Super Bowl.
It's called off-season optimism, man. All right.
And so this time a year ago, the sky was the limit. Dougie was fresh and looking like he had built the beginnings of an empire, okay? Jacksonville had reclaimed its reputation. We are back. That was a year ago. Now, here we are, 2 years removed from Doug Peterson being hired as the Jacksonville Jaguars head coach. How do you feel about him now? 641-1010. Let's hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. How much of your opinion has changed? How much of your opinion you fully support him? However you want to describe it. But give us 2 years to the day, and this was yesterday, that he was hired here as your Jaguars head coach. How do you feel about Doug Peterson manning your Duval ship? All right, we're going to say hello to Gerald Ingram coming up. We say thanks to Mocama Beer Company. They are right there on South 8th Street in Fernandina Beach every single day serving up great coffee. And then Tuesday through Sunday, that craft is on full display. And we're talking about all their craft beer. You can enjoy a Pilsner, a Stout, a Sour, an IPA, whatever it might be. They've got great, great recipes up there. Mocama.com. You can find them on the shelves at Total or ABC, or just head on up to the tap room or in their Wildlight location, Mocama Beer Company.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. You never know what's going to happen.
If we played them 10 times, they might win 9, but not this game.
And that's the beauty of sports.
Not tonight.
1010XL.
Screw them.
Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Hey, sports fans, this is Hayes Carlyon from MyBookie. The Chiefs and 49ers are gearing up for an epic showdown in Las Vegas, and you've got a front row seat with MyBookie. Whether you're aiming to cash in on the big game or just looking to have a good time with friends, MyBookie brings a true Vegas experience straight to you. With a huge selection of pregame bets, you can wager on everything from the opening coin toss to the color of Taylor Swift's sweater. MyBookie is a platform that offers something for everyone. You don't need to be a pro to turn sports and pop culture knowledge into real cash in your wallet. Sign up, make your first deposit today using promo code 1010XL, and choose from a variety of welcome offers to find one that suits your playstyle. You've got options. If you're itching for a sportsbook and casino that amplifies the thrill and maximizes your winnings, MyBookie is your MVP. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere from MyBookie. Don't forget that promo code 1010XL.
At Golden Hammer Roofing and Gutters, you get the golden standard in roofing. They can do 99% of home roofs in just 1 day. No construction activities lingering around for an extended period, allowing you to resume your normal activities. Plus weather protection. You minimize the risk for rain or weather damage during the construction process. Call or visit to find out if they can do your roof in just 1 day.
Golden Hammer Roofing and Gutters.
Golden Hammer!
The golden standard in roofing.
Do you have clicking, popping, swelling, or pain in your knee or shoulder? This can be due to arthritic changes in your joints. Over time, you have wear and tear of your cartilage. I am Dr. George Bari, and here at Bari Orthopedics, we have numerous ways to treat your arthritis, such as regenerative medicine, including PRP and joint replacements with CT guidance for accuracy down to the millimeter. If you are experiencing any of these symptoms, call us for an appointment today, or log on to BariOrthopedics.com.
Find out more at BariOrthopedics.com. That's BAHRI orthopedics.com.
Hi, everybody. Mike Dempsey here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. This Sunday's the big game. Look, don't blame me. This would be much easier if I could say this has finally come. Parties, football, libations, food, all the festivities we welcome every February. The question is, what if you're trying to lose weight but still enjoy watching this with friends? The answer? Nothing. As I've told you before, Awaken 180 is built for real-life scenarios. The reason Awaken 180 is now in their 9th year and growing nationally, the program works. Eat wings and meatballs while watching the Super Bowl. Have a beverage while betting on the Super Bowl. Live your life while enjoying the Super Bowl. I think you get the point. Whether you're in the weight loss phase or in free lifelong maintenance, Awaken 180 won't get in the way of enjoying the big game. Reserve your consultation today at awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 for Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Do you have a lift station at your business? Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services would love to be your maintenance provider. Give us a call for a quote today, 904-862-6769, or online at duckrooter.com.
Prosser here. Have you tried selling your home and it just wouldn't go? Have you thought about selling your home and thought the problems were too much? Let me give you your solution. It's chadandsandy.com. How's this for a promise? All right? This is a promise. Your home sold, guaranteed, or they will buy it. Chad and Sandy have the solution for your problems. In fact, they have the promises. So don't worry about required costly repairs. Nope. Pick your move date. Yes, you can. There are no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. So many satisfied customers out there. How about Lee and Shelley in Deerwood? We heard Chad and Sandy on the radio and called because we needed a miracle. We had to move my mom to assisted living and needed money ASAP to pay for it, but Mom's Condo Association was under litigation, which limited the sale to cash buyers only. Chad and Sandy went to work. They had our money 15 days later. Truly a miracle. Call the agents we trust and recommend. Call Chad and Sandy today at 904-414-6200 or go to chadandsandy.com.
Give us your hot take.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
On the 1010XL text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm awake and I speak English, so yeah, I do know what you're saying.
Be part of the conversation. 641-1010.
Let's fire up the flavor and ignite those appetites. Let's slow down and smell the barbecue. Because all your favorites are smoked for hours and ready for eating when you are. From our famous ribs to slow smoked pork. Enjoy some perfection by the plateful, safely in our dining room or in the comfort of your home. With curbside pickup, drive-through, and delivery. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
For the first time ever, the Super Bowl will be played in Las Vegas, the sports betting capital of the world. VSiN, the sports betting network, delivers all the betting trends for the big game. Historical analysis, betting tips, prop bet strategies, helping you cash tickets from the national anthem to the Gatorade bath. Download VSiN's free Super Bowl betting guide right now. 1010XL.com. That's 1010XL.com.
Have you been dreaming of enhancing your living space with top-quality custom windows and doors? Now is the perfect time to make that dream a reality with Renewal by Andersen. Right now, buy 4 windows or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. This offer expires February 29th and restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, proud to be the official window and door replacement partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com.
License number CGC 1527613.
Staying active no matter what your age is key to living life at its fullest. And Rebound Rehabilitation wants you to know they can get you back up to speed and back in the game pain-free. Rebound Rehabilitation with 8 locations across the First Coast, top-of-the-line therapists ready to assist you. From neck and back pain, knee or foot pain, they can help. Excellent patient care combined with the highest quality in rehabilitation services. Look for a Rebound Rehab location near you and get back in the game. Log on, reboundrehab.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
They got it going on up there every single day, plus their brand new Wild Light location, Mokama Beer Company. Coffee every day, craft Tuesday through Sunday. We got it going on here in the 1010XL studios. Now, I don't think that we ever intended it to be this way, but the setup is pretty cool. If you go to YouTube, you can search 1010XL, log on and check us out. But if you're looking from Leon, from the right back to the left, you got the U, you got UCLA, you got Michigan, and you got Florida. I don't think this ever was planned, but we have 4 college sweatshirts on as we say hello to former running backs coach for your Jacksonville Jaguars, Gerald Ingram, joins us now. Coach, you came in wearing that maize and blue proudly, did you not, sir?
Oh, yeah. I have a year to experience this and see all my Georgia friends and just say, hey, SEC, you didn't think about the Big Ten this year. Okay, we showed up.
So I mean, I know there's a parade. I mean, you being a fellow alumnus, so I know you're going to be on the float or something.
Oh, I'm gonna work every angle I can because I love this right now.
Okay,
I mean, we were the only Big Ten team that showed up, and it's been a while for us to show up and win like this. And people didn't expect us to win like that. I mean, even I saw you the one day, and I was ready to question myself a little bit about how hot this quarterback at Alabama was going to be, But
you're talking about the toy drive when we were talking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay,
drive.
I got you,
Yeah, and I was like, I'm a little nervous because Alabama's looking like they're getting really hot right now. But the strength and the power of our team, we were the best team in college football right now.
Let's set this up. Gerald Ingram coached under Tom Coughlin early in Jaguars lore and then coached all the way until TC was let go, which meant that they told Gerald and everybody else that they were let go. But he coached from the mid-'90s until 2002. A couple of years later, he's with the New York Football Giants, back with TC, coaching running backs. So the main reason Leon wanted to bring him in was so we could talk about Freddie T's chances. So you guys can hit the text line 641-1010 because this coach has put eyes on great football players. He's coached them up, and we just want to talk about Freddie T's chances.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to bring Coach on because everybody back in the day, especially when I was with the Jaguars at that particular time when you have Mark Brunell and you had Jimmy Smith and Keenan McCarthy, everybody wants to talk about a high-powered offense as far as throwing the ball. But Coach right here, I mean, Coach had a linear of running back talent that was behind the offensive line that got after it pretty good. Nate Dogg, Natron Means, Little Man, Man Stewart, Freddie T. I mean, Coach, he had an assembly line of nothing but good talent at running back. And listen, that's what made us multi-dimensional. We weren't no one-dimensional team. We could run the ball and we could pass the ball. And it had a lot to do with Coach right there.
I mean, we did a lot of things here. And, I have to say, everything starts with Coach Coughlin and what we do. And he's an offensive coach. And we brought, he brought Kevin Gilbride in here who was, the run and shoot and the streak read and that kind of thing. And, Kevin hadn't been around a lot of run. And Tom always wanted to start off with us as a team that if we're a good run team, we're going to be a good defensive team. And everything starts up front. And I was blessed, and we were blessed here to be able to bring in some pretty darn good players. And it started off with the first-round pick here in the expansion with Tony Baselli and James Stewart. And James we knew as a tough, strong, straight-ahead guy. You know what you got. He was our second pick as well. So we wanted to establish some toughness, some physicalness. And as things built and went along the way, we were able to get Leon Searcy to come here as well.
Yeah, the following year.
Now we have the best of both worlds up front, on both sides. We're literally the best team in the NFL. And we were going to hurt you a lot of different ways. We were going to take the pressure off Mark Brunell because, one, Mark had great legs. He could run with the ball as well as a quarterback. We had great receivers that we could continue drives or beat people over the top with Jimmy Smith and Keenan McCardle. And sometimes you almost weighed Keenan being more instrumental in what we had as a leader as well as a guy who understood what was going on in the passing game as well as a quarterback.
Right.
So we really had a really rounded team. But the one year we were able to have, James Stewart, Fred Taylor, and Tavian Banks, had the blonde-haired guy.
Wow.
We had a lot. We could attack you through the run game, the pass game, and we could switch gears at times. But when you brought a guy in here like Fred's special. When you evaluate running backs, I've always said the number one pick's got to be special. And he's got to have the category that said magic. Mm-hmm. This guy can play above the X's and O's, and if you give him an inch, you know what I mean, you play all this two-man coverage and this and that, you get a guy like that with Fred Taylor, he can beat two-man coverage. You want to sit there and not have 8 in the box?
Yeah.
All right, I wish the best on you.
He'll kill you.
And he'll kill you.
Yeah.
And when you start a defensive meeting, during that week as an opponent, you got to say, who the people you got to stop at Jacksonville? Let alone you got the two bookends that's going to beat you in the mouth, okay? You're going to run the ball effectively, and this guy could go to the house. You got James Stewart, who runs real hard, who's got great vertical, and, he can damn near dive from the 7-yard line, get across, even if everybody blocked everybody. He did do it one time. You know what I mean? And a guy like Fred, who's got size, speed, balance, suddenness, all Fred had to do when he come in here is just learn how to protect.
Pick up the blitz.
Pick up the blitz and take care of the quarterback, okay? There's one thing I learned about being around these two offensive linemen. When you go to chip and protect your quarterback, you got to know how to chip because if you get in the way, they might hit you in the mouth. Okay? And I want to let you know because leave the linemen alone. We can body presence, we can double team, but when you're going to hit him, don't be beating your own lineman up, and causing more problems for him. So, we had a great unit of guys who would fight, and that's what was beautiful about here. But having these guys up front, and they know that they got a stud back there like Fred who can go to the house. I mean, we line up Monday Night Football, okay, to play against Miami Dolphins. And I'll never forget. We decide we're going to go sprint 39. We get our top 15 plays, and it's on there. So Fred comes to me, and he says, hey, Fred. He coach, he's been studying Zach Thomas. He said, I'm going to go to the house on this play. I said, Fred, no, can you at least set it up for us? Just set it up, all right? Not the first time. So he's going to Tony Baselli's side as it is anyway. And Zach Thomas can run east and west all day long because he's got two damn good three techniques inside.
Right.
So Fred takes about 3 steps, reverses the field, and I think we've seen this highlight. And it's the first play of the game, Monday Night Football. And Fred goes to the house. He said, I had that feeling. I said, thank God it worked. Attaboy.
He had that cutback ability he had was just, oh, my God. Like, phenomenal. Rare.
Yes. Fred in another market, he'd be in there already. In another market. As Fred is at the Denver Broncos, I always made the players watch the top plays in the league every week. And the scheme that Denver was running with Alex Gibb was phenomenal on the backside.
Right.
But he also paid for all their fines, too, as far as jumping on the back of their legs.
He was a questionable.
You know what I mean? So, all right, everybody runs and flows to the front side, but you cut off the backside, jumping on the back of their legs. That's a whole different deal.
Right.
But the magic that Fred brings in making a guy miss, he not only makes one guy miss, when you say magic, he makes 5 or 6 guys miss. So he can beat you to the corner. He can make a guy miss. You know what I mean? He can catch
You're not
the ball
pulling him down with one arm either.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. I think after he ran, who was it, Bo Orlando against Pittsburgh? Didn't they cut him after that game?
Yeah. I remember that.
Fred ran him over.
Right.
So, and Fred is so humble. When he went through the injury phase, and it really hurt his feelings when they want to call him Fragile Freddy. Mike Strahan jumps on the back of his knee. He comes back, runs for 1,300 yards anyway. But Fred, he cries to me when it happens. This is how humble he is. He says, Coach, what do you want to do? I said, Coach, go to church. I said, Fred, go to church. That's all you can do more. I said, you're 3% body, 4% body fat, 228 pounds. You can go to the house. You do everything we ask you to do.
Right.
Everything. You're never a problem child. You're just trying to figure out how to do better and why is it happening to me. I said, it's hard to explain. All I can say is between you and God right now. That's all I can say. I said, Fred, there's things we're going to get better at, things that, some tendencies here and there, but those kind of things, they're out of your control. It'll get better. You just got to hang in there and believe. The hardest problem for a player in the NFL is confidence. When you start to question your confidence, your ability, you're either done playing, you're about to be done. And when you get in that phase, it's just, a player who gets hurt and how long does it take for him to come back? You really have to instill that belief in that guy. You know what I mean? And Fred is the kind of guy that he never wants to feel he's not good enough for the people around him. Right. He really does care about his teammates, his players, and winning. He does do that. But he is special. There's no reason for him not to be in the Hall of Fame. There really is.
So we talk about this all the time, and every time we talk about the Hall and the voting, I always bring this up, and I don't know why something like this hasn't happened. I get it that the media and they vote, and I think that's fine. I like that, okay? But my point is, why can't there be, at the end of this vote or before they make the final vote, you get like 6 former players, 5, 6 former players up there on the stage, okay? Doesn't have to be public. And they just ask them questions about each guy. Hey, tell me about this guy. Tell me about that guy. So you get player involvement in this thing.
Because when it's said and done, it's kind of like Leon and I had talked that day that, you know, and he summed it up because I strongly believe Leon's a great Hall of Fame player because his punch is phenomenal. It's a joy to watch. When you watch a great boxer and you watch Tyson punch, you're watching this big guy.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So, I mean, between the two, but his punch is phenomenal. You know, you just, you know, with people like that, it doesn't take much to figure because they're peers.
Right.
And that's what Leon said to me, and he's absolutely right. Your peers will know more. And the respect that you actually get from your peers that know what the evaluation process goes into, they've watched the tape. They've had to feel him. They've had to get hit by him.
Right.
They've watched Fred run and make them look embarrassing. Now, when you watch Barry Sanders, you say,
oh my God.
If you're the guy on that highlight tape, you're saying, I can't believe for the rest of
broken
my life.
ankle.
Yeah. I got to feel that, look at it. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's Fred. You look at him again in that championship game against Miami Dolphins, okay, and if you're a defensive player, you got to look at that tape and look at yourself and say, not everybody can do that.
Yeah.
That's a special guy. Those guys should be considered in voting. There are some guys that are system guys. Okay? You got to make that distinction. A lot of players can kind of tell you if a guy's a system guy or is he a one-on-one guy. Running back, what's he get evaluated? What's he do one-on-one? Did he have great block? I don't care what his stats are. What was his run yards after first contact? Did he make people miss? When did he make them miss?
He also played in a league where the run was valued, not like now where it's a vertical passing
a lot of
league.
these guys wouldn't even make the Hall of Fame now. If you're a runner,
Yeah.
if you don't let a guy sit back there at 7 yards, 7.5 yards, the old school, which really the 49ers are doing. They're doing a lot of things that we did.
Right.
They're very functional, and if they want to attack you in the run, everybody says, well, you know what they're going to run, but you got to figure out what hole he's going to.
Yeah.
You couldn't figure out where Fred was going to go to. When you thought you had him bottled up, it was covered too.
back,
He
yeah.
knew when he'd take the chance.
Yeah.
He could either bounce it out or cut it back. Okay? Now, he also understands run schemes. He literally, I've had 3 guys that phenomenal at reading run schemes, that we can both be on the same page, that we can change a play. Tiki Barber is so extremely intelligent, okay? Fred Taylor, when it comes down to knowing where everybody's supposed to be, he ingrains in his head. The Pittsburgh game we talked about, he was in a zone. I'm literally got my hands in front of Fred's eyes. He could have ran for almost 300 yards that night. Now, we pulled him.
Yeah.
I mean,
he went for, 234 or something like that.
But, I mean, he easily could have. We knew what they were doing defensively. They weren't protecting their gaps. But when you had a guy like Fred, he was hit the front side, the back side, to even outside of the guy who had contained. Yeah. If you slipped up and he could get you to slip up in that situation, he was going to take advantage of it. But he could. But I had to turn around and tell Stacey Mack and say, hey, Stacey, you can't do what he does. All right?
Yeah.
We're paying you to plow it up in there, be a big back, and get what we need when he needs a break. Okay? Understand your value and what you can do and stay within your limits, but don't do what Fred can do.
Yeah.
Because I love what Fred can do. Not everybody can do it. Because when the gurus on defense try to figure out what hole Fred was going to, you better make sure everybody stayed in their proper gap because he will take advantage of it. And if that end squeezed down, matter of fact, the one play in the AFC Championship game against Miami Dolphins, we run we designed this whatever draw play to Leon's side. All All right, but Leon was going to double down inside, and the fullback was going to have on the end. It was a draw play, and we really weren't sure how it was going to turn out. Well, they happened to be in cover 2. They squeezed the end down so hard, and I'm trying to think who the linebacker was. It wasn't much of a hole, but Fred took it to the outside on an inside draw play. But the way it was designed, it just kind of compacted everything.
Right.
That's really what happened. And they lost contain, and he must beat, 7 people he made miss on that play, and went to the house with Jimmy Johnson running down the sideline. So he took an average play that we designed, not knowing we thought we could have taken advantage of. It had nothing to do with the scheme. It had to do with Fred and the situation.
Right.
So you really have to be careful. To me, that accounts for something. You know, to wait on Tony Baselli, you think it took that long to figure out he was that good?
Yeah, true.
No.
Very true.
Yeah. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Leon, it doesn't take that long.
No.
Now, they want to put all these other things. And then they, in the process of voting player, did he go to so many Super Bowls? Yeah.
Right.
Well, neither did Barry Sanders. I mean, how many did Jim Brown go to? You know, a lot of these guys. Serious? Really? Dr. J got to play in how many? That doesn't negate that they were phenomenal players.
Right.
Evaluate, let the players who had played the game say, why couldn't I tackle Fred?
Right, at least contribute
I thought
a
he
little
was
bit to it.
there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How did he break free of my tackle? Did he make me have to study harder? Did he make me have to play better? Was I in fear of him, of losing my job because of him? That's the quality of the player. Let the players vote in that.
Yeah, Coach, I was just thinking about that, what you were saying, because, you know, right after I finished playing, or even when I played, like during the offseason when I was with the Jaguars, I would go up, I would talk to guys, and guys would come up to me and say, man, listen, you know how every defensive player comes in there. When your offense coming in, there are fear factors. Yes. Who do we need to stop in order for us to win games? Even guys that I talked to in the offseason, none but Fred. Yeah. Fred, none but Fred.
He's special.
Oh, he's special. And if he goes in, Coach, I'm going to ask you this question. You probably know him best. He goes in the hall, because everybody here in Jacksonville is rooting for him to go into the hall. What do you think that's going to mean to him to be a Hall of Famer?
Just knowing the person that he is, he'll break him down. He'll break him down. He'll think about you guys first. He'll think about the offensive lineman to help them get there. That's what he'll do. But he'll break down in tears and say, you know what, I finally did it. I mean, your legacy is your legacy, and that'll be the final stop of football for him. He actually made it. He's got the jacket, and there's only one other person in Jacksonville history that has a jacket. The door is finally open.
Yeah, yeah, and the door. And look, Coach, we're talking with Gerald Ingram. If you're watching on YouTube, you can definitely enjoy the conversation with us. You can search 1010XL, go there, or you can hit us on the text line, designed by Lifetime. It closes at 641-1010, because it's a great conversation. It's illuminating, I think, for a lot of people, because Coach Ingram coached Fred here, and then all the other ones that we mentioned, James Stewart, Natron, and on and on and on. And then after TC was let go, we were part of that staff up with the Giants, which meant Brandon Jacobs, Tiki Barber, Ahmad Bradshaw. You can go down the line with the guys that are there. All right, so listen to this, Coach, and I'm sure you've looked at this, but if you're just rattling off running backs that are in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and just alphabetically, Marcus Allen, Jerome Bettis, Earl Campbell, Terrell Davis, Eric Dickerson, Tony Dorsett, Marshall Faulk, Franco Harris, Edgerrin James, he was one of the more recent ones. And then you can go back in time when you have some of the older ones. Curtis Martin, definitely deserving, and in the same era as Freddie T. And then the great Walter Payton, John Riggins, Barry Sanders, like you mentioned. O.J. is in there. Emmett's in there. Thurman Thomas, LaDainian Tomlinson. And so wouldn't you, if you're having any conversation on great running backs, you wouldn't hesitate to put Fred in that company, would you?
Oh, to be honest, I would put him above a few of those people.
Okay.
To be honest, because when you look pound for pound for all the things that Fred can do and has done, I mean, Fred beat Woodson one-on-one in a flanked-out situation, okay? He's beaten a lot of quality All-Pro and Hall of Fame linebackers. He's beaten some very good secondary players in the Hall of Fame as well. I think, when and I think it was, if I recall, the situation that happened with Jim Brown, and he said when he saw Fred and he studied Fred, he's exceptional and he's special. When you have a peer like
That's
that
the stamp.
saying something like that about you in that category, you have something special. Don't sit there and look at the yards. Right. Don't look at it. Look at the quality of what that athlete can do. Mm-hmm. He's big. He's strong. He's sudden. He has balance. He has all the qualities that some of the top 10 players have had, and probably more, because for his size, how many times can he go to the house? Oh. He can finish a runoff. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things that go through his head. When you used to look at Barry Sanders and say his head would stay to the eye, his eyes to the goal line. It's just like all the other pieces just happen to be in front of him. Sometimes I felt that way about Fred. They're just pieces in front of him, and he's logically, quickly thinking about how I can set this guy, how I can set that guy up. Well, it worked, it didn't work. He knew when to take chances. And everybody wants to say, that critique running, he dances in the hole, he does this, he's patient. How do you want it? How do you want it?
Yeah.
I said, guy hits the hole, he doesn't hit the hole hard enough. He's patient. It's okay. No, it's not okay. I said, well, I guess Barry doesn't make it. I guess Walter Payton doesn't make it. There's many times he had to stutter. It's timing. It's knowing your linemen. It's knowing when they actually have a chance to get to the double team linebacker. Your linemen respect that you actually understand what he has to get done.
Exactly. Yeah.
They respect that. And he used to say to running backs and say, hey, if our linemen are knocking the ball and knocking the guys off the ball, get to the hole fast, you can line up tighter. Mm-hmm. If they need a little bit more, it's okay to line up just a little bit further. I'm not worried about what the defense thinks. They still got to figure out where you're going.
Yeah.
And if you're going.
Yeah, with that lightning speed, too. Like one of our listeners says, Fred Taylor played at roughly the same size as the great Jim Brown, 6'1", 230, except Freddie T ran a 4.40. JB in the 50s didn't necessarily need that because that's the evolution of the body. All right, so we're going to evolve into the 1 o'clock hour. One more segment with Coach Ingram. He can take over our show if he wants to. He knows that. We know that. Yep. All right, but just a little bit about Freddie's chances, and like we said, any Hall of Fame discussion you want to throw out there, and then maybe a little bit, because I know you keep an eye on today's Jaguars as far as where you think they might be able to go. We'll do that coming up. Mokama Beer Company Monday. Gerald Ingram, former running backs coach for your Jacksonville Jaguars, hoping, like many of you out there, that Freddie T can make it into the Hall.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers. Jaguars and Gators, pro, college, and high school sports.
Wow.
Get the most play-by-play on 1010XL, Jacksonville's play-by-play sports radio.
Joe C. for Golden Diamonds Direct. They're right there on Racetrack Road, Publix Plantation Plaza, and you will love the selection. You know what? It's simple. You love your Valentine. You want to see that big smile. You want to make sure that she's happy, he's happy, whomever it might be. Well, make sure you head to Golden Diamonds Direct because they have all the gift ideas and the gift wrapping. Make it look like you were thinking way ahead of time. Well, you are running out of time because here we are into February, and you know it will get busy. So drop on by Gold and Diamonds Direct for your Valentine. Earrings, anklets, bracelets, whatever it might be. Check them out in the Publix Plantation Plaza on Racetrack Road, Gold and Diamonds Direct.
Pickett here. The Borland Groover Foundation proudly presents the annual March to Get Screened 5K race and 1 mile fun run. Sunday, April 14th. The race starts at 7 a.m. under the Fuller Warren Bridge. Their mission, raise awareness about colorectal cancer and related deaths. All proceeds benefit the Borland Groover Foundation. It's a nonprofit organization devoted to building a healthy and equitable community that is free from colon cancer. Visit BorlandGrooverFoundation.com for more.
February is Cancer Prevention Month, and Ackerman Cancer Center will help you take charge of your well-being. Their new location at World Golf Village off I-95 now provides screenings for prostate, bladder, and colorectal cancers. Visit AckermanCancerCenter.com.
Hey, sports fans, this is Hayes Carlyon from MyBookie. The Chiefs and 49ers are gearing up for an epic showdown in Las Vegas, and you've got a front row seat with MyBookie. Whether you're aiming to cash in on the big game or just looking to have a good time with friends, MyBookie brings a true Vegas experience straight to you. With a huge selection of pregame bets, you can wager on everything from the opening coin toss to the color of Taylor Swift's sweater. MyBookie is a platform that offers something for everyone. You don't need to be a pro to turn sports and pop culture knowledge into real cash in your wallet. Sign up, make your first deposit today using promo code 1010XL, and choose from a variety of welcome offers to find one that suits your playstyle. You've got options. If you're itching for a sportsbook and casino that amplifies the thrill and maximizes your winnings, MyBookie is your MVP. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere from MyBookie. Don't forget that promo code 1010XL.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, it's Angela and Brian Wall. How many companies do you know in this day and age that actually want their potential customers to call their competition and get quotes from them?
That's what WindoWorld wants you to do. WindoWorld knows there are other window companies out there, but we also know those other guys. When compared to WindoWorld, they can't offer you the quality at the price that WindoWorld can.
And with WindoWorld, you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement business.
If anything goes wrong with your new WindoWorld windows, 5 years from now, 10, 15, 50, WindoWorld and I will be there to fix it for you. You get peace of mind with WindoWorld, and to top it off, WindoWorld windows increase the value of your home. So look what you get with WindoWorld. Quality windows, low price, the best guarantee in the business, energy savings, and an increase in the value of your home. A win-win for you.
Call WindowWorld today and get your free in-home estimate or see them online at windowworldneflorida.com.
WindoWorld, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
WindowWorld also offers energy-efficient doors.
Toilet or shower not draining? Water bill high? So many issues you want to cry? Call Mr. Rooter of Jacksonville. Have your number 2 business serviced by your number 1 plumber. Let us do your dirty work. Call us today.
Mr. Rooter, Mr. Rooter. Were you forced into a nosebleed mortgage rate in this past year? Loan Pronto is here to rescue you. Hey, it's Prosser. Listen, if your mortgage rate is over 7, you're going to be in heaven with Loan Pronto's zero-cost refi. You can cut your house payment by hundreds of dollars and even do it with zero closing costs and no appraisal. Rates have plummeted to the lowest point in nearly 12 months, and it's time to say goodbye to that bad loan you got stuck with. Loan Pronto's got APRs with fixed rates in the 5s. So don't live with that record high a day longer. You can lock in a lower rate now with virtually no paperwork or cost involved. Call now and see how much lower you can get your house payment. Refi now, and you can even skip your next 2 house payments altogether. Call for a free 30-second quote, 904-999-1508. At loanpronto.com, you can find out more. 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
The big game is in the near future, and Sonny's Barbecue is here to help. For your chance to win a barbecue feast for the big game, text Sonny's to 641-1010. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmaster since '68.
After years of discomfort, it's like I'm alive again.
Sonia Hackett talks about how QC Kinetics changed her life.
QC Kinetics has given me my quality of life back.
Before QC Kinetics, Sonia suffered from horrible knee and back pain stemming from a car accident.
I was wearing knee braces just to try to maneuver around.
Sonia hated the idea of pain meds, and surgery seemed too risky, so she turned to the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics, the leaders in advanced regenerative medicine.
That consultation just changed my life. I can do the treadmill, everything. I don't have anything holding me back. The quality of life is pain-free. QC Kinetics has made us very happy.
Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation today.
I'm going to get emotional again. They are like family members to me. They care.
Call QC Kinetics now.
Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
This is Molly McDonald with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update, brought to you by Southern Oak Insurance. In a tight game between JU and Lipscomb, the Dolphins fall by a free throw with 1:15 left to play. The Dolphins were led by Robert McRae, who had 22 points and 8 assists. Jacksonville is back at home later this week to host Central Arkansas. FSU Seminoles dropped the game on Saturday night to the Cardinals 101-92. Number 3 Jacksonville Icemen beat the Greenville Swamp Rabbits on the road 5-2. Iceman goaltender Matt Vernon made 32 saves. The Icemen have now on 5 straight games have outscored their opponents 29-9 during this stretch. Icemen will be back at home later this week to take on the Orlando Solar Bears. It's 63 degrees at 1 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room at Fernandina Beach.
All right, we're having a good time. Gerald Ingram, former running backs coach for your Jacksonville Jaguars. He also followed TC up to New York. That means he's got rings to wear with a couple of Super Bowl titles up there. The question was asked earlier, will this team make it to the Super Bowl with Trevor Lawrence as their quarterback? We're going to put Gerald on the spot before we're done here, but we're going to hang out with him for one more segment. You can definitely follow us on YouTube. Joe C., Matty Hayes, Big Sirs, and JJ, minus Mia today. She's out at the Players Media Day. But Coach, when you name some of the things that he does, and I swear to you, from the time you were on the phone with us a few weeks back, I'll never forget the word suddenness, because I think that is a great adjective to describe Freddie T. And then we just rolled through all the great running backs that are in the Hall, and you said you had no hesitation putting him in. How tough do you think it will be, now that he's finally made the finalist list, to be recognized the way you think he should?
Well, I think, if there was a year that really makes a difference is this year. Now that the door is open, having Tony Baselli been there, it's a waiting game and it's a numbers game. But he's definitely well-deserving of it. I think he's in a group of people where he has a chance this year of getting there. If it doesn't happen this year, it has to happen next year. But for sure, this is his year, I think. I think he's in the same company, if not better. And I think if it was up to his peers voting, that he would be in. And it'd be a no-brainer situation. What the mention that he adds to the game is that special that other running backs have got to sit there and say, you know what, I did what I can do, but I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't do that.
And that's
I can't do that into certain defenses.
That's to Matt's point. Don't you wish more would speak up?
Yeah. Well, and that's my thing too, Gerald. Is like, do you think enough of that voting group that votes for the Hall, do you think they know that? That's the problem. Because it took so long for them to come around to Tony.
Well, we live in this world of egos, no matter who it is.
Right.
And everybody wants to be the one to say that they have the answer. And there's some people making judgment on people that shouldn't be making that kind of judgment. I think when it does come down to the wire, you can say what you want as a writer or this, that, and so forth. You have your own criterias, but I don't think they're going to be in line with the players. I think that's the difference. So I don't know how you do it. It's 50-50 or whatever it is, but I think it has to come down to the peers that literally have played the game to make decisions. Is a guy a system-type guy? Is he, obviously, is he a third corner? Is a nickel guy? Is this? But he isn't a true corner. There's a lot of people that want to say, hey, he's a Tampa 2 guy. He's this, he's that. Well, can he actually play? Does he have speed? Does he have suddenness? Does he have balance? Can he backpedal? Can he break? Does he make interceptions? Right. What does he do individually?
Is he rare?
That's rare.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's the exception. We've all seen those great quarterbacks that have come out of the U and Florida and a lot of other places that we all projected across the country that are going to be first-round great players, and all of a sudden they got to play with the big boys. And it's a different story. You're playing with grown men. Sometimes you just don't want to believe the hype, believe the play.
Right.
Okay? Because it's different. It's different in high school, when you go to high school to college, and college to NFL. Some people mature later and can play at a Division III and become a great player in the NFL. They can be overlooked in high school and become a great NFL player based on desire, knowledge, and ability to perform. Some guys get caught up in the pressures of playing the game. They can't show themselves, obviously. And that's my feeling of Tim Tebow, that, you're this phenomenal player that we all want you to play, but all of a sudden you get at the next level and it's like you question everything you do. You can't play at that level if you have to question everything you do. Some people have that ability to just go out and play. And some people have that ability, like Ray Lewis said, I'm going to go out and play, but you know what? I'm going to study harder. I'm going to do everything I can to represent my legacy every single play. So your name on your back means something. Right. That's the kind of guy Fred is. His name on his back means something because of where he comes from, the pride he has, to have to stand up to people, have to fight for people. Some people fight all their lives, and they really don't know how to get out of a hole. Fred's one of those guys who knows how to get out of a hole. He's just, you got to respect it out of him. He's different. He's special. He's fought for this. He is who he is and deserving of who he is. Coach, when that yellow jacket comes on, it's done. That's it.
And you know what, Coach? Listen, I may be a little biased, but I was even biased about 3 years ago when we were trying to get Baselli in. And I used to say, listen, all you got to do is watch the film. I mean, do you watch the film? Do you know that how this man dismantled people when he played in the game? The same thing goes with Fred. Just watch the film. Right. And I get so sick and tired of the Hall of Fame because, listen, I played with a guy who I consider one of the greatest offensive linemen I played it with. And I know people saying, well, Baselli. No, I'm talking about Damani Dawson.
Yes.
Dawson. You know it took Damani Dawson 5 tries to get into the Hall of Fame? 5.
Phenomenal.
Tries.
Yeah,
that's
crazy. They talk about Kelsey. Damani was doing that back then. He was pulling and killing people. Yes. It was amazing to watch a center like that.
With that athleticism.
That athleticism.
And strength and power. I tell people that Baselli, Damani Dawson was the type of person who would whoop your ass on Sunday, but bake your cookies on Monday.
Yes. One of the nicest people.
One of the nicest people you ever meet in your life.
All right, so I love it because when you hear people in the business, they understand it better than maybe a lot of us on the outside. So the question was asked earlier. Trevor Lawrence, as we said, if you're picked that high, great things are expected of you. How do you think this team has performed with him as their starter the last couple of years, and where do you see it going?
Well, I think he's, we all started with, it's a strange situation how he started. Mm-hmm. And everything has to start with your quarterback, okay? And it's got to also start with your offensive line and your D-line. But you got to have leaders, okay? And some people used to question in New York about Eli's leadership. And Eli's leadership is by example, okay? Mm-hmm. Now we're seeing the type of person Eli is. Mm-hmm. Eli was always a prankster. But when you have a guy on your team like Mike Strahan, Tom used to say all the time, he goes, I can't do what I do unless we win. And that's be genuine, hardworking, and making the players accountable to everything without making excuses, okay? Without making excuses. But when you have a guy like Mike Strahan and when you had a guy here like Calais Campbell, you can't put a price tag on leadership.
Yeah.
You really can't. Mm-hmm. It's an uphill battle because you got men that play for different reasons. Dick Drawn, who used to be a coach here and NFL head coach, used to say, you know what, I played in the NFL. Guys are motivated for a lot of different reasons. And Dick would say, I don't care how you play for women, you play for partying, you play for a lot of different reasons other than the team a lot of times. But we're trying to get you to play as a team. Like Bo Schembech would say, the team.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay? But it is the NFL. Just be motivated. If I have to motivate you, you're not going to be in the league long. Mm. Okay? You're wasting all of our time by being so. It's okay when you have leadership to say you're an extension of me on the field and Tom Brady. You got a guy like that, Belichick, to say, hey, I can be who I want to be. I can put the demands I have because I have that leadership that's going to get in that grill of that player who can't focus long enough. He doesn't mean to. He just can't focus long enough, and he needs enough guys out there like Leon and Tony that aren't afraid to get in their grill in the locker room and say the way it is. It's not personal. Bo Schembech, I got into coaching, he said, you know what? I grew up with it. Woody Hayes playing. I played for Woody. I coached for Woody Hayes. A foot up your ass, okay? Mm-hmm. I don't know anything different. But I want the players to grow and understand that this is not personal. I want my assistant coaches to understand that I'm not the legend that everybody thinks. Bo used to say, he says, I'm not the legend. It's these coaches here and these players that buy in, that the hype is created by me. I'm a young coach, and I'm like, dang, is that what it meant? I wish I would have known that years ago. I'm still trying to get the foot out my ass. Okay? Why'd you do that, Bo?
But his whole
He's trying to build
whole,
men.
Yeah, his whole those who stay will be champions.
That's the whole
That's exactly
thing.
what
Those
it
will
is.
be champions.
Right.
Those who are willing to focus long enough. Can this team in Jacksonville focus long enough? Because they're all human.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what team you're. You go through family deaths. You go through all kinds of issues, kids, all of that. And you still have to win. When you come in through that door for the hours that you're there, you're putting the time in. There's some guys that have the ability to take it home with them. If that happens, that's great. It's like Antonio Pierce. We had Antonio in New York. Antonio never left the building. We brought him in. He never left the building. He was there when the players left. He was there as long as we were as a staff many times. When you had that as a player.
That's dedication.
Because that's dedication. All right, that's half the battle. You see it. When you see players, when we're coming out of the practice and they're still in the meeting rooms, as we go upstairs after dinner, and they're taking their leadership groups, who are the true leaders here in Jacksonville Jaguars?
Great question.
Who are the leaders? And who are the group? And who are the group leaders to make sure that the DBs do their job? Who's accountable as their group? Who's accountable as a D lineman? Who's the guy up front? We knew who the guys up front were. You weren't going to mess with these two guys.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't. Okay? You're just going to, join in line. Okay? Or you might get turned around and get your ass kicked. I watched Tony Baselli damn near fight Steve Berline on the sideline. Serious. Unbelievable. Over a 3-step drop. Serious. We got to peel him off. Tony, over a 3-step. He took a sack on a 3-step drop. Get the ball off. That's what Tony was saying. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. He's like, that ain't counting on my stat sheet.
It ain't a 5-step or a 7-step. I don't care. Tony said, I don't care.
Get the ball out. Yeah.
Up in the stand. But we ain't taking a sack on a 3-step drop. All right. That was a fight on the sideline.
He was young. Tony was young then.
Didn't matter. Tony knew football.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, because he was just a rook at that point. Yeah, because Berline was gone after that.
Go figure. Tell me pride in the meeting rooms like who give up a sack, Leon. Tell me there's a pride going on now.
It was competition.
They're going to look at you now.
Competition every day.
Now, Leon, before Coach goes, do you want to let him talk about Michigan and Harbaugh and all that?
Uh,
Well, listen, Coach, I'm going to sit here and tell you, I was the only person to pick y'all to win to start the season.
I'm glad you
all right, so I gave you your flowers early. All right? So I rode the train all the way into the stop, all right? I rode it all the way in. So it's going to be special, Coach. That parade, I don't know if they let the former alumni be a part of it, but I think that you being a former alumnus, you should definitely be in the parade some capacity.
Oh, that would be nice. But I have my 2 parades. It's about them.
Well, Super Bowl parade is hard to beat, Coach. 2 Super Bowl parades.
You know what's fantastic about playing in Michigan is that you play in front of 107 to 110,000 people. You're in the middle of that field. It doesn't feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the game, to have everybody come out rushing on that field, I wanted to rush on the field.
Mm-hmm.
We only had that situation one time. Anthony Carter wins a game against Indiana University at the final play of the game.
What a great player.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Here in Florida, down south.
Yeah. Florida schools
saying?
couldn't get him. Michigan did.
But to have a night game at Michigan, I would have loved. They didn't have that then.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
To have people, the fans, the commitment to everybody. That's why I tell everybody, I said, if there's one NFL game you need to go, and this is all people out there, go to Lambeau. Not in the wintertime. It's
and experience
cold. Experience it. Experience Lambeau Field. It's a great feeling. The history there, the people there, they're all in. It's like being remember our first couple of years here at Jacksonville, how it felt?
Oh,
you thought you were at Florida State Florida
right?
game.
Yeah, it was electric.
It was electric. It really was. It was special. Everything that happened when we beat Denver and all those people lined up here. And I thought we were so close a year ago here in Jacksonville. But I think this year was a learning experience for the Jaguars. That everybody thought you were going to be the team. You got to show up and be the team.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of humbling moments this year for everybody. Doesn't matter. Coaches, players, You thought you did enough. You didn't do enough psychologically to your team.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody, from the GM all the way down to the players.
You assumed
that
you thought now we're as good as anybody. Well, everybody's good in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do to make sure people are accountable to doing everything? If you're all in, you're all in.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what group it is. You're not as good as you thought you were. You're not.
So, Coach, show them
it's
how
gotta
good.
mean something.
Coach, throw up those 2 fingers and let them show how good they should be.
I was just going to say the thumping you hearing is a Super Bowl ring going against the table.
Exactly.
All right. And I'm blessed to have 2. But, when you win the Super Bowl, I have to tell you, it's the best feeling in the world. It's almost like Rocky. It really is. You think about all the things that happen in 1 year. You think about it. And it comes down to one final play. Because in both games, New England Patriots hadn't lost a game. And luckily we played them the last game of the season. And they knew they were in trouble. Even up to the game, Tom Coughlin gave a great speech talking to the team. And he talked about the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I told these guys at Jimmy Smith's induction, Tom talked about the Jaguars, that we were the best team in the NFL, and that was our moment. And he played Eminem's song.
Mm-hmm. TC's cool that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he played that with a highlight.
Yeah.
And he said, I want you guys to experience what these guys didn't get a chance to because they should have. Okay? Whatever happened, happened. It should have been us and the Rams. We would have beat the Rams. I tell Kurt Warner all the time. We had Kurt for a year. Great person. I said, we were the best team in the NFL, and you should have been playing us. And he told that team that this is our shot, no matter what it is. We're going to do everything like it's just a normal game to win. When you prepare this week, last week, and what they did, typically, you treat it like it's an extra week to learn about everything. Your coaches actually started watching film before then. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have enough time.
Right.
As a coach, you have to whittle everything down. It's the Super Bowl. You don't want guys feeling that this game's bigger than it is. It's still a game that you got to win. It's a game of 60 to 70 plays that you have to win, that mentally, who's going to crack first? You're both good, but who's going to crack first, and who's going to get out of that crack at the end of the game?
Unfortunately, we're out of time, but we will do it again. I know we will. I got that feeling. Coach, thank you very much for hanging out with us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Love Jacksonville.
We appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Gerald Ingram, former Jaguars running backs coach, and he's still in town, ready to talk it up when it comes to football.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. The home of the home team you grew up with.
You could not stop Jimmy Smith now. For 4 or 5 years in this league.
Looking for Jimmy in the end zone.
Please play him one-on-one.
Jaguars, pride forever. 1010XL.
A new vehicle. Come to Key Buick GMC where we never have markups on our vehicles. In addition, Key Buick GMC is the only Buick GMC dealer with a lifetime powertrain warranty on all new Buicks and GMCs. It's a new year. Time to do some service checkups. Key has oil changes specials on most vehicles plus a tire match guarantee. Please check out our service specials at our website. Go to KeyBuickGMC.com. We're always professional grade on the corner of Southside and Gate. KeyBuickGMC.com.
Hold on tight because All Pro Roofing is unleashing some electrifying news. Brace yourselves for instant excitement. Instant roof quotes are here. Simply surf over to their website and hit the Instant Roof Quote tab. Boom! That's your ticket to a lightning-fast estimate. Head over to allproroofingllc.com. Click that Instant Roof Quote tab. What are you waiting for? Click on the Instant Roof Quote tab today at allproroofingllc.com.
License number CCC 1327056.
CDC 060138.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. Cooler weather is here, so call Hardball and let us put your company logo on some beanie caps. Think about it. Stylish, pom-pom on top, adorable.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Mike Dempsey here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. You know I'm a results guy, and that's why Awaken 180 is my kind of program. Results? I dropped 9.6 pounds my first week. A month later, all 25 pounds were gone. You have 50 to lose? Do the math. Then call Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
How many free fall jumps does it take to become a certified U.S. Parachute Association member? The answer coming down.
With storm season blowing wind and rain, it's even more critical to protect your valuable assets with a policy from Southern Oak Insurance. Ask your agent about Southern Oak today.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
It takes 25 jumps to become certified. The very first jump from an airplane was in 1912.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Start your Sunday off with a cup of Joe and some sports medicine intel. This is Joe C. inviting you to join me and Dr. George Bari for Breaking Bones every Sunday morning at 7:30. And if you miss an episode, just look for Breaking Bones wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. The end of the holiday season means plenty of plumbing problems can come your way. With Fenwick Home Services has you covered with 20% off all plumbing repairs and services. From broken pipes to garbage disposal disasters, Fenwick's plumbing professionals offer peace of mind with same-day, night, and weekend services. Schedule your plumbing repair or service today and save 20%. That's right, 20%. Visit FenwickHomeservices.com.
Rhino Shield.
Stop paying for paint that doesn't protect. Permanently protect your home while saving tens of thousands of dollars compared to repainting. Say goodbye to water damage, mold, and algae, and enjoy decades of defense against chipping, cracking, and peeling. Beautifully durable colors on any surface, all backed by our 25-year warranty. Shield now and pay later with 0% financing. Request your free quote today at rhinoshieldjax.com.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Looking for a new or used firearm? Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach will get you locked and loaded. New firearms coming in weekly, and always looking for used guns. No lines and no waiting. Online at beachesjewelryandpawn.com.
This is Hayes Carline for Skylife Elite. Are you tired of canceled flights, unruly passengers, and layovers? Call my friends at Skylife Elite. Consider using private charter flights for your next adventure. Yes, you can afford it. Make your own schedule. Fly direct. Drive your car to Craig Airport and get directly on the plane. Skylife Elite can make that happen. Call 490-9332, go to flyskylife.com, and find them on social media. Fly Skylife Elite, North Florida's premier private air charter.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry, this free examination, normally $199, is yours for free and good only through Sunday. For your free examination, call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Call now.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Pella Windows and Doors. Look, it's kind of cooling down right now. I love opening my windows up this time of year. If you're looking to upgrade your windows in your home, I want you to visit the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway. Ask about their latest hurricane and impact-resistant windows and doors, rated #1 by Consumer Reports in all 3 main window categories. You want quality, style, and protection? Visit PellaJacks.com and the showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows. That's Pella Windows and Doors online at PellaJacks.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's Mocama Monday on XL Primetime. Head to the tap room in Fernandina Beach every day that ends with Y and enjoy some Mocama.
Great conversation with Gerald Ingram, former running backs coach for your Jacksonville Jaguars, with Tom Coughlin. He was here in 1995, stayed all the way through 2002 as part of TC's staff, and then rejoined TC up in New York in 2004 and coached all the way through 2013. So you think about that.
He was here with the Trailers.
As he mentioned,
yeah,
a couple Super Bowl rings, and it still came down to 2 great plays. The David Tyree catch and the Mario Manningham catch were enormous moments in Super Bowl history. Enormous. And so those are the types of plays you have to have. You could be just as good as the other one, Leon, and it's those handful of plays you look back on.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't get an opportunity to ask. By the way, Coach was outstanding. He was great. Not only was he a good coach, but he's a good friend. Knows the game of football from head to toe, especially at the running back position. Well, the one thing I wanted to be able to ask Coach is that, that week, that last game of the season when the Giants played the New England Patriots, the New England Patriots was 17-0. And the New York Giants, took them to the wire. Should have won the game. Didn't end up winning the game. The Patriots 18-0. I was going to ask him how confident was his week preparation going into that game, knowing that they had an opportunity to win that game week 18. Well, what was it, week 17?
17.
Week 17 and didn't. And did that encourage them moving forward throughout that week that they could go toe-to-toe with the Titans?
I remember watching that game, and, it always has a little Bud Light blur to it, but I do remember watching that game. And I love the fact that TC went into that game and said, we're going to play them straight up. We don't – and I think they might have been a wild card that year. I'm trying to remember if they won the division. One of the years they were a wild card and went all the way.
But they were 9-7 that year.
Okay, so
they were 9-7.
We're just going to play them straight up.
Mm-hmm.
And then the decision on the other side was, should we rest our players because they were perfect, or should they not? And they chose because they wanted to have that perfect record in the regular season to go 16-0. And I'm telling you what, it was a great game. And right then and there, you looked at it and you go, okay, I don't care if that team's 16-0 and that team's 9-7. If they meet again, I like this 9-7 club to beat them just because of what they could do pass pressure wise.
Yeah.
That was the difference.
It's also I wanted to ask Coach because it's also mental gymnastics, to be quite honest with you, because you know that you played this team the last week of the season. You know it's in the Super Bowl. You know what kind of trouble they gave you in that game and that they played you straight up, and then to have to see them again in the Super Bowl. I mean, as confident as Brady and them were, 18-0, I'm pretty sure they were not happy to see that Giants team again in the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
right.
That's what I mean by that. They know that week 17
they got away with one.
They got away with one. They was like, man, we got to see this team again. I mean, you don't go into that game thinking we're gonna blow this team out. You know this team gave you matchup problems, and then if it comes down to it, you're gonna have to win it in the fourth quarter. I'm pretty sure that New England Patriots team was like, we don't want to make this a fourth quarter game. We definitely want to make this fourth quarter game. Because this team is tough.
And especially when you start getting knocked around as far as that pass pressure up front. It really is such a big theme. All right, so let me just name a few prop bets right now. And then as we go to break, JJ will set up our first. And basically, we're not going to, herd you in by the tens. We're going to get a handful each segment, let you get in our prop bets, put a couple of you on the air. But most of them, JJ will handle it. But we're going to have all the different prop bets. Pre-game, how long's the national anthem? Reba is singing the national anthem. I love Reba.
I love Reba.
89.5 seconds is the over-under. We got the coin toss, all the basic stuff, color of the winning coach, what color Gatorade is going to be poured on them, purple, blue, yellow, green, lime, orange, red, whatever it might be. So we'll be asking that question. Total touchdowns made. This is kind of interesting. If you guys are picking a score in your head, 5.5 total touchdowns is the over-under. Would you go over that? I feel like I might go over that because
I've actually seen a lower number.
Yeah,
I saw both team. You can bet either team at 2.5.
Right. So
I guess they just wanted to get the half in there. To make it
so this is kind of interesting
uneven number.
Because Chiefs total and 49ers total are both 2.5.
Right.
But the total is over 5.5. Or over under.
So that would make you think you should just bet the under just because you feel like you're getting a half point.
Exactly. And so all defensive or special teams touchdowns going to be scored. And I just want all y'all to know, when you call in, you're going to have to answer at least one Swiftie prop. Okay? JJ will include at least one Swiftie prop, like will Swift be said by either team during a play call. Now, we're going to have to leave this up to the people who listen. And sometimes I'm not a very good listener.
Now, that's a hard one. Yeah, that's a hard one to police.
We're going to have to trust Vegas on this one.
Because, you have the on-field mics. They don't pick up everything. They pick up some things. And we used to always hear Peyton, Omaha. So you're betting that you're going to hear probably the Chiefs.
Yeah. So we'll just see.
So
and we'll have to rely on Vegas to give us.
Name a play after Taylor Swift.
Let me go back to the 5.5 touchdowns real quick, okay?
Yeah.
Last 6 games, the Chiefs have scored total points.
Mm-hmm.
Against the Raiders, 34. Against the Bengals, 42. Against the Chargers, 25. Against the Dolphins, 33. Against the Bills, 51. Against Baltimore, 27.
A lot of field goals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're not the same. They're not the same Chiefs. They're winning.
No.
They're not the same Chiefs.
Yeah, but I don't remember the games you're going through as far as the way the number of points.
Total points.
Yeah. Okay.
Both
total.
teams.
Okay,
Total
I
points.
got you.
That's why you said 5.5 touchdowns.
Yeah, 5.5. Yeah.
But that's for both teams combined.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking that might be under.
Yeah, it might be, especially with the way both of these defenses play. All right, so JJ, you get the honors. 641-1010. Let's get 2 or 3 of you lined up. We're going to give you 3 prop bets. If you get them right, you go in the drawing for as many prizes as we crank out from All of My Beer Boys and the Golf Club of Southampton. So be ready. 641-1010. You can give JJ a shout.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL. Join the 1010XL Podcast Network.
Okay, excellent show, everyone.
Now you can find all your favorite 1010XL podcasts in your platform of choice.
Josie for the Preferred Group, they've got all sorts of people ready to take care of you. Their builders division means that they can handle remodels, additions, brand new construction, that dream home that you've been dreaming about, or as the way things are working right now with the interest rate, you might want to stay at home and add to it. You can do that very simply by getting in touch with Preferred Builders. Log on, preferredbuildersjacks.com. Roof replacement, sometimes it's necessary. It is expensive, but make sure you get the people, the right people, to do the job. Log on and check them out, preferredroofingjacks.com.
Hey, sports fans, this is Hayes Carlyon from MyBookie. The Chiefs and 49ers are gearing up for an epic showdown in Las Vegas, and you've got a front row seat with MyBookie. Whether you're aiming to cash in on the big game or just looking to have a good time with friends, MyBookie brings a true Vegas experience straight to you. With a huge selection of pregame bets, you can wager on everything from the opening coin toss to the color of Taylor Swift's sweater. MyBookie is a platform that offers something for everyone. You don't need to be a pro to turn sports and pop culture knowledge into real cash in your wallet. Sign up, make your first deposit today using promo code 1010XL, and choose from a variety of welcome offers to find one that suits your playstyle. You've got options. If you're itching for a sportsbook and casino that amplifies the thrill and maximizes your winnings, MyBookie is your MVP. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere from MyBookie. Don't forget that promo code 1010XL.
Denny Thompson here. Tackle burglars and protect your turf. Give yourself peace of mind catching everything around your home with Tyson Sound & Security's cutting-edge surveillance cameras. For safety and convenience, Tyson has you covered for all home cameras and security systems. I'm talking HD recording, night vision, and remote alerts all from your phone or computer. Call Tyson Sound & Security right now at 904-762-1000. Tyson Sound & Security. Security and automation experts.
Pickett here. When it comes to your eye health, you want to make the winning move. That's where Bow9 Associates comes in. February, it's the month of love. And what better way to show some love by than taking care of your family's vision? Bow9 isn't just about seeing clearly. They're about making sure your eye game is in its prime. And folks, they got not 1, not 2, but 3 convenient locations across town. I call that home court advantage. So call Bow9 Associates and schedule your winning eye exam. Bow9 Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
Hey, Carline here. Tired of missing out on the conversation due to hearing loss? At Jacksonville Hearing and Balance, their team of audiologists led by Dr. Douglas Green can help you rediscover the joy of connection. Visit jhbi.org today.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it worse. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On February 5th, 2012, in Super Bowl 46, the New York Giants beat the Patriots 21-17, the MVP, Eli Manning, after going 30 for 40, 296 yards.
Are you looking for increased privacy and protection for your family and pets? Look no further than Superior Fence and Rail. Superior Fence and Rail is Jacksonville's top-rated fence company, delivering the highest quality fence products. They'll treat your property as if it's their own. So get off the fence and get your privacy back. Call Superior Fence and Rail today for your on-site estimates.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Get Gators play-by-play on 1010XL. Brought to you by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Renewal by Anderson, the official window and door replacement partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Bueller Air Conditioning presents Are You Cool?
Today's lucky contestant, a coffee filter repairman from Jacksonville Beach. Meet Dave Carvelas.
Great to be here, Pat.
No time to chit-chat, Dave. Here's your question. Your AC has been acting up. Do you A, ignore it and hope it gets better on its own? 2, take off all your clothes when you watch TV and hope that does the trick? Or C, call Bueller Air Conditioning?
Oh, jeez. I do like to sit around with no pants on.
5 seconds, Dave.
I'll say C. Call Bueller.
That's right, Dave. A quick call to Bueller will have our expert AC technicians at your door, usually the same day, to make sure that you are cool.
Can I still watch the game with no pants on?
It's America, Dave. Knock yourself out.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? You have questions? Call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Visit Monahan Jewelers now through Valentine's Day for savings on all GIA certified diamonds and discounts store-wide up to 40% off. And interest-free financing on all purchases. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. Monahan's has it all. We're not a chain store. We're your local family jeweler since 1977 with a world-class inventory of fine jewelry and diamonds and gemstones available in any size. Support your local family jeweler now through Valentine's with huge savings on our inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Let's ring up another guest on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
One of our good dudes that we always like to check in on and see how things are down in O-Town. And the reason for this phone call is because he was down where a flag football game took place. The Pro Bowl is now being played with flags, and no better guy to enjoy a flag football game than one Mike Bianchi of the game down in Orlando and the Orlando Sentinel. Mikey, how are you?
Yeah, in fact, I picked the AFC to win the Pro Bowl. I lost the bet on Hard Rock Bets. In fact, I bet big money on it, but I figured I could just get my money back because isn't that what the Jaguars do? You just call up the draft team and say, hey, can I get that $20 million back that our employee lost?
Yeah, I don't think the Seminole tribe is ready to give you that money back like FanDuel is. And the Jaguars are saying, hey, about that $20 million that our employee cost us,
Yeah,
what do you say you give us that back?
Let's just call it even, okay?
You see how JoJo just set you up with that, Bianca?
Oh, yeah.
Just set you up with that little joke there just for you.
Dude, honestly, real quick, just stay there before we get to the Pro Bowl. How bad is that?
That's terrible. I would not have wanted that to leak out. That I wanted the $20 million back that my mid-level manager stole from us after 3.5 years, and we didn't notice.
Oy vey, my friend. All right, let's talk about the Pro Bowl. How bad is it that Orlando gets to host a flag football game? I'm looking at Leon right now, and Leon's like, "Don't you talk bad about Pro Bowl status?"
Leon, you tell him we drew 60,000 here in your hometown.
Did they?
For the Pro Bowl game.
Wow.
We are desperate for football. Yeah, and we wanted to prove that when the Jaguars are getting their stadium renovated up there back in 2026, 2027, Orlando would be a prime second home for the Jags.
Mike, how long was the ping pong ball in the fish bowl game? How was that one?
I don't know, but before the
wasn't that one of the games at the Pro Bowl? I mean, it's like the state fair, wasn't it?
Hey, they were so excited about having the NFL in town down here in Orlando before the flag football game started, which was the main event yesterday. They were having centers, like centers and long snappers, hike the ball at target, and if you hit the target, you get so many points, and like the fans were cheering for the long snappers who were hitting the target.
Now, all jokes aside, aren't they doing some renovation at the Camping World right now as we speak?
Well, they just approved $400 million in renovations. It hasn't started yet, but it's going to start probably within the next 3 or 4 months, and they hope to have it done, in all seriousness, by the time the Jaguars are going to start their renovation, because they hope to get the Jaguars down here at least for a year or at least for a few games during one of the seasons that the Jaguars are going to be probably out of their stadium.
So, Bianca, that's also with an eye toward playoff games, future college football playoff games, right, as well?
Yeah, college football playoff games. Obviously the first 2 years of the college football playoff are set, but after that, they're going to probably open it up for bid. We don't know what the format's going to be. We don't know how many teams it's going to be. It's 12 teams in the next 2 years. But hell, the SEC and the Big Ten aren't they having a big meeting here?
Very soon, and it could be
so the SEC
easily
and
be
Big
16
Ten,
teams.
They want more teams than that. So who knows what's going to happen? I mean, I'm sure every, Tampa, Jacksonville, Orlando, everybody's going to be bidding for these college football playoff games.
All right, Bianca, the question was coming, okay?
What?
Your Gator beat writer, Edgar Thompson, spoke with Scott Strickland about Billy Napier. And Strickland's behind him completely. And we've been saying on this show that it's, there's a narrative out there, well, he needs to win 8 games. Imagine now how the bar has been lowered now, Bianca, at Florida, to where you need to win 8 games and you're good.
Yeah, Ron Zook wishes he was at Florida right now. He'd be a hero. The Zooker would be a hero at Florida right now. But yeah, I mean, but seriously, what is Scott Strickland gonna say right now?
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to say you're behind him right now when the season hasn't even started. But you look at their schedule next year. Obviously, the final 5 games are brutal. So if they get off to a slow start, I mean, they've got Miami. I think they have UCF in the 5th game, all right, at the Swamp. If they lose the UCF at the Swamp, I don't think Scott Strickland will be saying, Billy Napier's on the hot seat.
Right. Yeah, I think the way to look at it, if you're a Gator fan, we're talking with Mike Bianchi at Bianchi Writes on X, of course, the Orlando Sentinel, and the game down in Orlando, that if they're looking at the reality of just how difficult the schedule is, Mikey, and trying to, expect more from Billy, given what we've seen to this point against that schedule, how successful can he possibly be going into 24?
Well, I mean, again, if he could win 7 games this year, I think that obviously would be an improvement because he hasn't had a winning season yet in his first 2 years. But yeah, I mean, just go look at the final 5 games. I mean, Florida State, Georgia, Ole Miss, LSU. I can't remember. Is it 10? I don't remember who the 5th one is. But their final 5 games are brutal. All right, and their non-conference schedule is Florida State, which they play every year. Miami, which is is that their season opener? I think this year.
Yeah,
Miami.
Yes.
Yeah, you've got Miami, Florida State, and UCF is, UCF beat them in the Gasparilla Bowl a couple years ago. So that's a brutal schedule. And if they can win 7 games, and I know Gator fans don't want to hear this, but if they win 7 games, I think Billy Napier has probably done a hell of a job.
You are not saying that right now. You are not saying that.
You hear the man.
Yeah.
Well, what happened to you? You're lowering the bar now to 7.
Yeah, that's coach of
now
the year.
It's 7
Zucker
wins,
record.
Bianca.
Hey, well, it beats 5. All right. It's the toughest schedule in the country. I'm just being realistic. All right. I'm not going to be like Jeff Prosser and think they should go, win 11 games this year. I'm looking at it realistically, and I'm saying, okay, if you look at the schedule right now, what would be a good season based on what they have right now and looking at the schedule. If you look at that just singularly, not taking Billy Napier's previous 2 years into account, if you look at this season singularly with their schedule, I think 7 wins would be a hell of a season.
Wow. So, Bianchi,
a hell of a season.
Hell of a season.
That's why we are officially a winter in spring sports university over there in Gainesville.
Right.
All right, so Bianchi, August 31st, who's going to be the starting quarterback, and who you want to be the starting quarterback
for the Gators?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's not going to matter.
Graham Mertz is going to be the starting quarterback.
What about Lagway?
Yeah, I don't think you're going to put Lagway in. If Billy Napier has to win this year, I don't think he's going to put DJ Lagway in and just let him learn on the job for the first few games. I mean, if he doesn't win a few games coming out of the box, then he's going to be done. He's got to put Mertz in. Mertz decided to come back. I don't. Now, if he were a first year coach and this were his first year, yeah, maybe you roll with DJ Lagway and let him gain some experience, and he's your quarterback of the future. But if you're on the hot seat and you guys seem to think he needs to win 9 games or something this year, you have to go with the guy who gives you the best chance early in the season, don't you?
Well, I mean, what if this spring Lagway has a great spring, outperforms, and you're still going to play Mertz?
Roll him out.
No, yeah, I'm rolling with Mertz early in the season. I mean, the guy did lead the SEC in passing percentage last year. I realized they didn't throw the ball downfield a lot, but Graham Mertz. I mean, you can criticize Billy Napier a lot for a lot of things he's done and his lack of recruiting and his lack of success compared to Mike Norvell in the transfer portal. But the one thing he has done right is he got Graham Mertz. Graham Mertz has turned out to be pretty damn good. That's Billy Napier's best find.
I wish you could see Leon laughing right now.
I never thought Mikey would be hypnotized by this. By the Billy curse or.
Oh my God, Bianca, like this is what it's come to. Like the Billy Napier era of Florida has come to you saying him getting Graham Mertz is a good move,
and 7 wins is enough.
Are you guys disagreeing that Graham Mertz wasn't a decent find in the transfer?
He's Charlie Checkdown.
Yeah,
that's all they did.
The biggest damning thing for Billy, honestly, is that he couldn't get a better quarterback to come in. A bunch of no's and then a yes from Graham Mertz. He did make him better than he was up at Wisconsin.
He absolutely did.
Yeah, yes. He did make him better. All right, Bianca, we only got so much time left, and I have to ask you about.
You guys are tough. The guy leads the SEC in passing percentage.
Will you stop it?
Yeah.
Just stop it right now. Stop.
All right, now listen. I got to ask you about that.
I know you guys aren't as tough on Trevor Lawrence as you are on Graham Mertz.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we're hitting that one hard too.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
60 turnovers in 3 years.
Yeah.
How about that, Bianca? 60 turnovers in 3 years.
Yeah, not good.
No bueno. All right, the cramping World Stadium, because I don't know whether they're going to be able to try and I don't know how nice the stadium is, Bianchi.
It's still not gonna be like SoFi Stadium. I mean, it'll be at least they won't have bleacher seats in the upper deck. They'll have actual chairbacks in the upper deck.
Well,
nice.
It's funny because right now, let's just use the football, the head coach of University of Florida as an example. Right now, Camping World Stadium is Billy, and it needs to get up to Steve or Herb, and that's the level that it needs to be.
$400 million is not going to do it then.
Yeah, and I don't know whether that's going
to. No. I mean, no, it's not. Camping World Stadium will be a functional stadium it'll have better suites, it'll have some amenities, but I mean it's not NFL standard stadium like some of these, like when the Jaguars get done with their $2 billion palace. I mean that's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, it's going to be beautiful.
This will just be functional. I mean Orlando's calling card is it's a great place for tourists to come if you're having these big events.
Right.
There's something for them to do to when they're in town. That's
nothing
where
nothing wrong with that.
And their hotels are unbelievable down here. Right. That's their big event for these. That's their big calling card for trying to lure these big time sporting events to town.
All right, since we haven't visited with you in a while in college football, just leave us on this note, because I'm looking at Leon and the big games that he played in at the U. I'm looking at Matt and all the years of covering great football in this state. You, of course, me, all. Would you have ever imagined that Gus Malzahn and UCF moving into the Big 12, that's the team that you cover all the time, would have as much chance to win as Florida and Miami have right now in big conference games? I'm going to put FSU at the top right now because that's where they belong. But could you have ever imagined that?
Well, I mean, you saw it back in 2017, 2018 when Frost and Heupel were there, and they went back-to-back unbeaten. But, again, they were in the American Athletic Conference then. But they were a good team. They were recruiting well. And hey, let me tell you something. Once UCF gets starts getting the money influx, they haven't even started making Big 12 money yet. I mean, they haven't gotten a full share of the $40 million a year TV paycheck that Florida State, Miami have been getting for years and years and years. I've said all along, you put UCF in a major conference, give them that exposure, give them that TV money, and wait 5 or 6 years, and they can compete. And I think I'm not saying if they'd have gone into the SEC this past year, they would have had a winning record, but give them 5 or 6 years. UCF's a hell of a university. It's growing, and I think they're going to be big time in 5 or 6 years.
Good stuff.
I agree.
At Bianchi Wrights, you can find him there. Of course, the game down in Orlando and the Orlando Sentinel. By the way, you're staying in great shape, I'm sure, right? You're still working out like a son of a gun?
Absolutely, I am. In fact, I'm going to the gym right after I'm done to go work out.
What's on your playlist, real quick as we say goodbye, that you kind of inspires you as you work out?
Well, I've got to tell you guys, when I go to the gym, I like to get on the recumbent bike for about an hour. Right now, I'll get on the recumbent bike and I'll have my cell phone set up to YouTube, and I'm binge watching Bonanza. All right,
of course he is.
From back in the day. I'm on season 12 right now. Adam has already left the show, but Hoss and Little Joe still there.
Little Joe. You're just watching Michael Landon grow up right in front of your eyes, huh?
Absolutely.
He also watches, Mayberry, too.
Oh, believe me, I know. Pearl, 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 don't give your love to Earl. All right, Bianchi, we will talk to you later on. Good seeing you.
See you, fellas. 7-5 Gators. Good year.
All right. Speaking of Graham Mertz, the quarterback down there, we'll get in with our quarterback coming up here in a second. And we have that spicy sound that we will get to as far as Brock Purdy is concerned. Big Sirs, great conversation with Coach Ingram.
Oh, great. Yes.
And we'll have more Super Bowl conversations as we go along next couple of days. Matter of fact, Coach is bringing Larry Brown on the show tomorrow. You going to be here for that?
I'll be here.
You're going to be here for that.
I had some antacids, too.
So Pittsburgh v. Dallas. We'll get Larry's version and Big Sirs's version.
Hang on a second.
Yeah.
The Guru just walked in with a Niners hat.
Oh.
The quarterback Guru.
Oh, yeah, Brock Purdy. Yeah, Brock Purdy. All right, Leon, enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
All right, you got it.
All right, he heads out. The quarterback whisperer heads in. It's XL Primetime, Mokama Beer Company, Monday, right here on 1010 XL 92.5 FM.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010 XL.
I love football. I love everything about it. I love Friday nights when you're looking for a win and Saturday morning when you found one.
1010 XL.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm dedicated to helping businesses manage risk, maximize opportunities, and move their company forward. Jimerson Burr attorneys are business-oriented lawyers, equally comfortable as community leaders, private transaction counselors, or courtroom advocates. If you have a legal issue of any kind affecting your business, contact the firm at 389-0050 or jimersonfirm.com.
Listen up, poker players. The Run Good Poker Series is coming to Best Bet Jacksonville from March 14th to the 24th. The Run Good Poker Series features 10 poker events, including the $1,200 no-limit hold'em main event with a $300,000 guaranteed prize pool, and event number 1, $400 no-limit hold'em with a $100,000 guarantee. Win your way into the tournament through satellite starting March 2nd and running throughout the month at Best Bet Jacksonville. Check out the Run Good Series structures and details at bestbetjacks.com.
Make someone's heart pop on Valentine's Day. Show your love with a bouquet of chocolate roses, chocolate-covered popcorn, or a box of decadent truffles. Peterbrook is taking pre-orders for chocolate-covered strawberries. So get your order in and get those hearts popping.
Mike Dempsey here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. You know I'm a results guy, and that's why Awaken 180 is my kind of program. Results? I dropped 9.6 pounds my first week. A month later, all 25 pounds were gone. Do you have 50 to lose? Do the math. Then call Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Resolve all your home's plumbing problems today. Fenwick Home Services pros are ready to solve any plumbing emergencies that you don't see coming. From burst pipes to water heater disasters, Fenwick's licensed experts have you covered with same-day, 24/7 solutions. And to help you save on future emergencies, we're offering $50 off any repair. That's right, $50 off. Schedule your visit online today at FenwickHomeservices.com/radio.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
PRP treatment is kind of the thing these days, and in many cases, it eliminates the need for surgery. This is Sheridan Tootin, and my experience with PRP from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has been nothing short of great. I'm really feeling much better now. Ask your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist doctor about PRP treatment.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hi Jags fans, Walker Little here for my friends at Kingfish Pest Control. Playing offensive line in the NFL, I must block and protect on every down. When it comes to keeping my home pest-free, I expect that same level of protection. So I contacted Kingfish after seeing thousands of positive online customer reviews about their service. I can confirm from personal experience, bugs don't stand a chance getting past Kingfish Pest Control. Do what I did. Reach out to Kingfish Pest Control to protect your home, a proud partner of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
New and pre-owned firearms are always in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimbar, Smith & Wesson, Sig Sauer, and Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach.
Hello, I'm David Ray, CEO at Goodwill Industries of North Florida. A huge thanks to the players for helping us remove barriers to employment through training, education, and career opportunities. Only 36 more days to the players.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Men, are you suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE? The medical providers at Prime Men's Medical Center offer breakthrough treatments that eliminate problems in the bedroom without pain or surgery. 98% of men see instant results on their first office visit. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Men are even lasting 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
But that's not all. For a limited time only, call Prime Men's Medical Center now, and your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. You'll see instant results right in the office. You'll even get a gift that enhances your performance in the bedroom. All this, worth hundreds of dollars, is free if you call now. 904-664-8217. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. I'm Andrew Gibson for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Jaguars tight end Evan Ingram found the end zone on Sunday at the Pro Bowl games in Orlando.
They ran with Stroud, but they lost Ingram. What a throw from Keenan Allen.
The call courtesy of ESPN. Jaguars tight end Evan Ingram with a touchdown grab from Chargers wide receiver Keenan Allen. It was the NFC winning the Pro Bowl games by a final score of 64-59 on Sunday afternoon in Orlando. It's right now 64 degrees at 2 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson.
Okay, bring it in.
Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security.
Register Sausage.
And George Moore Chevrolet.
1, 2, 3.
Crank it up in the 2 o'clock hour. It is Whisperer time with our man Denny Thompson as he joins us. Joe C., Matt Hayes. We got Mia out at TPC Sawgrass with the Players Media Day and cool weather, but I'm thinking by the time we get to the week of St. Patrick's Day, because that's the week of the players, it'll lead right up to Sunday the 17th. We'll see some beautiful sunshine. Denny, how you doing, man?
I'm great. Man, I love driving in February and hearing y'all debating Miami, Florida. Week 1, August 31st.
It's beautiful.
It's a
big one, dude.
You gotta love living in the South. It's a Super Bowl when I'm driving in and y'all are debating Miami. 2 below average programs right now.
And then is 7 wins a true success for Billy Napier? Does it show growth at 7 wins, which is just beautiful? Now, you are rocking the 49ers lid.
Absolutely.
Good-looking San Francisco logo. I always like to remind you, like my mother, rest in peace, 100% Mexican, all legal too. 9 brothers and sisters. Most of them were up in NoCal, and then there were some in SoCal. So I became a Rams, Lakers, and Dodgers fan, and then the Rams left, and just kind of forget them. But anyway, the Vadaris and Murguias to the north, they love the Niners. So I did not have a whole lot of Niners love.
I'm the same as you. I'm like a same thing. I mean, I like the LA teams.
Yeah.
But listen, Brock, wherever he goes, I like. I mean, regardless of success, he's just one of those guys that you just want to pull for anyway.
Well, yeah. What's not to like? And San Francisco's loaded right now, chock full.
Yeah. So we're a week away. I'm not going to ask you when the last time you talked to him was, but what's going through his head?
I actually haven't. You can.
Really?
I texted with him. He talks to Tom Gormelli quite a bit. Excuse me. Talks to Tom quite a bit, but I haven't talked to him in a while. We texted back and forth. Listen, man, there's not anything that we can do for he's locked in. Like, he is locked in.
So
as long as he's healthy.
The atmosphere's not going to affect him.
No. I don't think he's affected one bit by any of this. I think he's shown that.
So you said as long as he's healthy. What do you mean by that?
No, I mean we don't really get involved.
Okay.
As long, I mean that the
so you
only
have no idea.
Absolutely, and I have no clue at all. In that, I mean, what can I bring to the table, right? In this situation, but he's obviously excited. Everybody's excited. We're all excited down here for him. I mean, it's what an opportunity.
Are you going
in your second year? No, I'm not.
Oh yeah.
What an opportunity in year 2. I mean, what an opportunity. So you don't want to take this for granted if you're him, but at the same time, you got to do what you've been doing all along, which is staying cool.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to ask you what you like, what you don't like about the game. Going back and watching Jimmy Garoppolo and the Niners against Mahomes and the Chiefs 4 years ago in the Super Bowl was a good watch. You know how they compress him to a half hour's time on NFL Network, and the crazy thing was San Francisco had Mahomes doubled up.
Yeah.
Going into the fourth quarter, it was a 20-10 ball game, 20-10, and then they ripped off the next 21 points.
Yeah, I just don't, man. I don't think that Mahomes is ever in a situation that he's out.
It's true.
He's we've talked about this now week after week after week. He is that guy. He's MJ right now. He's going to make you think during the season that he's not the same Mahomes, but when he wants it, there's nothing you're going to do stop him. I think this is what happens this week. I've been thinking about this. I think San Francisco is going to play their game in the sense of they're not going to try to outscore him. They're not going to change their tempo. If I were them, I would do exactly what I've been doing and just count on your defense to make that 1 or 2 plays. I think Baltimore messed this whole thing up because I think they anticipated getting Mahomes scoring 34. And he didn't. And they stopped running the ball and they stopped doing everything else because they thought he was going to score 34 and he didn't. And if they'd have stayed with their game plan, Lamar would have had a chance and Baltimore would have had a chance, and I think San Francisco will do that.
I mean, you heard what I don't know if you had heard. I know you listen to 1010X all the time, obviously. What I spoke about a couple segments ago is their offense is not what everybody – like you think Mahomes, you think score. They're not doing that. Especially like in the playoffs, they scored 26 against Miami. They scored 27 against Buffalo and 17 against Baltimore.
It is 100%. When we talk about the magic of Mahomes right now, it's not like Kurt Warner was with the Rams back in the day. That's not what we're saying. We're saying is he's taking situations that the defense has them beat in,
right,
and time again winning. And then now all of a sudden Kelsey's reengaged, and the connection those two have, like, I mean, that's good for at least an extra 6 minutes of time of possession. So they're going to eliminate one of your possessions just because they're going to pick up 4 third downs that no other duo is going to get.
Right.
So it just makes it tough to game plan for.
So you have 8 repeat winners over the first 39 Super Bowls, but none over the last 18. So the question is, will the Chiefs be able to do it? All right, let's set up the Brock Purdy comment that Cam Newton had, because we couldn't wait to play this for Denny Thompson, who is the quarterback whisperer and has Brock Purdy in the stable of talent when it comes to quarterbacks at 6 points. So listen to Cam Newton, and at the very least he qualifies what he has to say, and then we'll get your take.
I've never said that Brock Purdy was trash. What I did say is Brock Purdy is a game manager. That's not hate. That's just what I feel to be facts. But I still reserve the right to say this. To be labeled a game changer, Brock Purdy has to be the best player on the offensive side of the ball. And that's not the case.
And who's the best player?
Christian McCaffrey. If you add in the defensive talent and you add in the offensive talent, Brock Purdy is the 10th best player on his team.
There you go. There's the Denny reaction right there. 10th best player. And we had fun the other day. We did a little Niner draft, and
we couldn't get to 10.
We got to about 7.
We
couldn't get to 10.
I mean, what are you basing that on? Like, how do you – I agree. Christian McCaffrey is maybe the best player in football. Yeah. That's not a quarterback.
We're just basing on our eye tests.
Right.
No,
like, I mean,
no stats or anything.
Right. It's so hard to do that. It's so hard to do that. I mean, I don't know.
Because positionally it's so – like,
yeah, it's so
how
different.
are you going to compare a linebacker to a quarterback?
Right. You can't do that. Listen, Cam obviously is qualified to say whatever Cam wants to say. He has been there. He's an MVP. Like, I understand.
And the hats.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Great lids.
Like, I respectfully disagree with what he's saying. I think that Brock does more than what a game manager does. And I'm not even sure, like, a game manager, is that a – Are you dissing somebody? If you're a game manager and you're playing in the Super Bowl?
Well, none of that. That's the whole Nick Saban argument. What's wrong with the game manager? What's wrong with the guy who goes to the line of scrimmage and says, we're in the wrong play, I'll get us into the right play? Or a guy who gets you out of the huddle on time? Or a guy who gets the ball snapped on time?
By the metrics that Cam's using there, can we assume that Tom Brady was never the best player on his team?
Randy Moss might have been just a tick better.
Like, you know what I mean?
Like 10 years of in the league, he certainly wasn't.
Yeah, and here's the other part of it is that manager means you don't muck it up. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's why you reach the level of manager.
Well, it's also like, you have to explain this, Danny, because I don't think people get this. There's so much stuff going on pre-snap for these quarterbacks. It's so much more than just taking the ball and throwing it. It's man, they're worried about defensive fronts. They're worried about coverages. They're worried about if they're looking at a combo coverage, what happens when the ball snaps, all kind of pre-stuff stuff. They're setting up protections. Then you got to get out of the huddle on time. Then you got to snap the ball on time.
That you got all that, and you got
an
annoying voice in your ear until there's 10 seconds, 15 seconds left.
Right.
And by the way, that's coming to college football. I don't know if we talked about this last week or not.
It definitely is.
Yeah,
it
is
to.
this year, and it's going to be it's a beast. It's not as easy.
But
as
explain that to everybody, like what it's like from like when the play comes in when you're in that huddle, what it's like.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing with the helmet stuff. The play they whistle the play dead, they spot the ball, and bam, the helmet's on, right? And so right away you're hearing your coach read off this paragraph, right? And the only way you can remember this is while he's reading it is to picture the play and all that kind of stuff. And so now you're reading this off, or you're telling this to your huddle, And at the same time, you understand there's a check off of that, maybe 2 checks off of that based
right,
off
if
of,
you see this, right. Yeah.
Based off of what they're going to show you. So now you got to break the huddle in time. You got to get everybody lined up in time. You got to look at what the defense is doing. Are they really coming? Are they not coming? Are they going to play single high, double high? What are they doing there? And then at that point, you got to make a decision and snap it. So, to your point, like a game manager, I mean,
I want a game manager.
Everybody has to be a game manager on some level.
Yeah. Because you're not going to get to manage the game if you don't do everything that Denny just listed. Because just imagine everything you have to do has to happen in nanoseconds, and you have to make the right decision when you're, quote, managing the game.
Plus, the play's changing constantly in his headset, too.
And look,
all the time.
And it's a dude that looks like, if you look at my Fitbit watch right now, my pulse is around 69. It looks like his pulse is around 69 at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Danny,
that's
here's another
point.
thing, too. There are quarterbacks, right? And check me if I'm wrong here. There are quarterbacks in the league that they won't throw stuff at before the snap because they can't handle it.
Right.
They'll screw up
Absolutely.
everything.
No. I mean, every quarterback has their ability to decipher information, and that changes throughout the game. And there's cognitive testing that tells you how these guys do this. But yeah, I mean, there's some guys in the league that maybe has a half the play sheet that other guys have.
Right.
And I don't know who they are, but that's just an absolute fact. But what you just said actually is really important, because I sat in Neyland Stadium and watched Carson, and that's when I knew, like, okay, Carson's about to be a top 5 pick, because they set a decibel record, like a legit, not like one of these fake decibels. I was there. You could not hear, and this man just methodically, without ever changing his pulse or anything, just methodically, death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the same exact thing. That's what we talked about with the Jags, like the ability to take a 14-play drive, 80 yards, and eat 8 minutes up is huge in the NFL.
And it made Chad Henne look better than Trevor in certain situations, because we always wonder when –
Did he just hit us with Henne?
Yeah. We went down the play chart, that 90-plus yard drive that I thought you were referring to.
Oh, no, I was just –
Chad checked down. We went through the whole thing, and he took him –
Well, it did include like a dropped interception, a 15-yard penalty to Arden Key, and the 39-yard run of Pacheco after broke 3 tackles.
But the point is, as far as Trevor's concerned, is managing all that and keeping the sticks moving. That does mean something. I don't care if you – whatever your yards per attempt is, as long as you keep the chains moving.
There's value in that.
Own
yes,
the clock.
Of course.
Well, that's the thing that we keep saying with Mahomes here, is that's a guy who has both. He has every trait that you can possibly want. He has a very functional body. He ain't working out to go to the beach. He's working out to play football.
Dad bod action.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, he's sturdy now, and he's got a full playbook. Right. He's got the visual thing down. He's you can't trick him anymore. He's got the whole package, and it's so rare when you get somebody with both the traits and that mental package, man. It's when you get it, it's special.
That's the thing is, he is a game manager.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's 100% a game manager, Pat Mahomes.
Mahomes will go 22 of 27 for 220 real quick.
Right. Yeah. Right.
All right, I want to read some numbers for Brock Purdy coming up here in just a second with Denny, and then we'll get to a couple of other quarterback questions, which we always like to do. 641-1010, you hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. We're hanging out, Quarterback Whisperer, right here on XL Primetime.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
Hey there, it's Mia O'Brien. With such a beautiful weekend on the horizon, do you really want to be spending your precious weekend time by washing dirty windows and unclogging gutters? Call my friends at Window Gang, America's #1 cleaning company, and go do something fun this upcoming weekend. With over 35 years of experience, Window Gang knows clean like no other. These are professionals who truly know what they're doing, bringing their expertise to your home or business. What sets Window Gang apart, you ask? It's not just about the cleaning. It's the courteous and friendly service. Always on time. Satisfaction guaranteed. They're not done until the job is done right. They offer a full range of services, from window and blind cleaning to gutters, pressure washing, roof and house washing, dryer vent cleaning, and even chimney sweeping. Plus, they're environmentally friendly. Check out their stellar Google reviews online and call their super friendly staff at 262-7300 to schedule your free estimate. That's 262-7300. Window Gang, where service goes beyond your expectations.
When you want breaking sports news, tune in to 1010XL. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Or any of our social channels at 1010XL.
Satisfied?
Now, the Florida Gator Report on 1010XL. Brought to you by Darley's Plumbing.
Following a big win over 10th-ranked Kentucky, Florida Gator basketball fell short on Saturday 67-66 to Texas A&M, while Gator baseball just around the corner has a duo named to the Baseball America preseason All-Americans lefty Jack Caglione and right-handed pitcher Brandon Neely. Season starts February 16th at home against St. John's.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I'm so impressed with Darley's Plumbing and the work they're doing at our new Walk-Off Charities field. The Darley's team has been so easy to work with on this great project. I heard good reviews about them for years, and they have absolutely proved it to me. I learned Darley's is a company I can trust for my plumbing needs, and you can too.
Thanks for those kind words, Frank. At Darley's Plumbing, we don't just do residential house calls. We're your first draft pick for commercial business plumbing too. Darley's Plumbing, where quality counts.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet love our community. That's right, we spread the love by giving back, and every year we give hundreds of thousands of dollars to our local community. Plus, we give all our customers lots of love, too. Every new vehicle purchase comes with a 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty, and every certified pre-owned vehicle comes with a 7-year, 100,000-mile loving warranty. Plus, we give the most loving for your trade. Help us to continue to spread the love and head to Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. We're here to wow you and give back.
Wow, John, my Clearwater sprinkler system looks great.
All right, Frank, let's go ahead and program your Rainbird timer. How many minutes do you want the zones to run?
John, I think we run from the front 20, the sides 15, the back 10, the garden 5. Clearwater scores!
Well, that's a first, Frank, but you're the boss.
Clearwater Irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage to
ClearwaterJacks.com.
This is Dr. George Bari inviting you to look online at BariOrthopedics.com for the latest in medical advancements when it comes to getting you back to full joint health. After studying under Dr. James Andrews, I know proper diagnosis is the first key to treatment, and educating the patient is the fastest path to recovery. Whether it's chronic back pain, nagging arthritis, or necessary joint replacement, we're here to serve you in the best possible way. We are Bari Orthopedics, and online at BariOrthopedics.com.
Find out more at BariOrthopedics.com. That's BAHRI Orthopedics.com.
Hard Rock Bet presents Legal in Florida.
You can bet the game on Hard Rock Bet. No more betting inside your head. Now Hard Rock Bet is legal in Florida. Now Hard Rock Bet is legal in Florida. Legal in Florida. It's safe, it's legal. We'll repeat that it is legal. Top rated sportsbook, and it's the only one that's legal.
Get a no-regret first bet up to $100 when you sign up now. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 and over and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Mia O'Brien.
Fun-loving girl.
Weekdays on XL Primetime.
Likes to laugh. Lives to love. No dull moments tolerated.
Mia's quick hits are driven by Arlington Toyota on the video and social channels of 1010XL.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry, this free examination, normally $199, is yours for free and good only through Sunday. For your free examination, call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Call now.
I'm just happy to have a roof over my head. You've heard that saying a bunch, probably through the years, but what if it leaks? That's never good. Who do you call? How can you be sure they're any good? Who to trust? Well, remember this. Preferred Roofing guarantees to educate and inform their customers on such a big decision as replacing a roof. Let their consultants help you make an informed choice that you're sure to feel good about. Master Elite Certified Contractors, Preferred Roofing is who you need to call. Tell them Joe C. sent you.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
2:21, it's XL Primetime. Denny Thompson, one more segment with him. Joe C., Matt Hayes hanging out. Beautiful Mokama Beer Company Monday. And you want to know why I say beautiful? You look outside, it's kind of cold. Never bad on a bar stool. Never bad on a bar stool. Mokama serving coffee every single day. And then the great craft Tuesday through Sunday. So head to their brand new Wildlight location, which you know how big Wildlight is growing up there in Nassau County. So you Nassau County Nooners, head over and check out their Wildlight location. And then, of course, right there on South 8th Street in Fernandina. All right, so Denny, we got in for one more seg. Listen to these numbers. I may be speaking through you to Matt Hayes.
Oh,
okay?
I like this. Okay.
I might be through you to Matt Hayes.
Right, so should I look at him while you say these?
Exactly. Just stare him down. Brock Purdy entered the league as the last pick in the NFL draft. We know that. 2022, he was Mr. Irrelevant. Since that day, Purdy has a .808 win percentage as a starter. He has passed for 9.2 yards per attempt, has worked up a 47-14 touchdown to INT ratio, and owns a 111.2 passer rating. All best marks in the National Football League among quarterbacks with a minimum of 20 starts.
9.2 per attempt is
unreal.
a hell
That's
of a
what
game
jumped out at me.
manager.
Yep. That's what jumped out at me, too.
That's a YPA. That's and just as an example.
That's a big number.
And Matt will point out yards per attempt quite often, especially when we get in the Graham Mertz conversation.
That's a big number, 9.2 yards per attempt.
That
in
is
the NFL, huge number.
Explain that, Denny. Yards per attempt, just as far as how important it is.
Okay, because I know we're going to get this. He does get a lot from a play calling standpoint. They do a lot of things where maybe the ball will travel 2 yards and they'll block it up and get 11, right? So that happens. But I think when you watch Brock, where he's just so good at is in between the hashes, just fitting the ball in spaces, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or in between the numbers, I should say. The hashes are so narrow in the NFL. Mm-hmm. But in between, like if you were to set the college hashes, I guess is what I'm saying, is he's so anticipatory with his throwing, and he's so accurate with his throwing that if he sees that little bitty window that happens to be 11 yards on that little basic route or something like that, he's not scared to take it. Mm-hmm. And to the average person, it just looks like a little 11-yard throw. But there's 10 other quarterbacks that would pass that up, and they would go ultimately to the check down, or they'd take a deep shot that's incomplete. And he's just got confidence in his guys and in his arm.
So the average yards per attempt, if you're listening out there, it's measured in tenths. It's not measured in like one. Like a jump from 7 to 8 is gigantic.
Right.
Okay? So he's at 9.6 in the regular season, okay, for the 49ers. The next guy closest to him, okay, the next starter, full-time starter closest to him, you ready for this? Is Tua.
Wow.
8.3.
Because of those big plays down the field.
8.3. It's a 1.6 yard difference. That's
nuts.
A huge difference.
It also makes another very valuable point here is, remember all those years that they said that the spread would never work in the NFL? Well, there's your two, and the Kansas City Chiefs, your three, like, college-level spread teams, they have committed all the way, are averaging these attempt numbers.
Just to add to that.
Space, people, space.
By the way, behind Tua is C.J. Stroud. Behind
That's
who you would think would be this drop-back quarterback. He's behind Tua, so he's third at 8.2.
That's impressive,
which Brock
too.
was 1.4 yards ahead of that.
Yeah, that's impressive, too, that he was able to step out, have that offense,
of course.
And accelerate
just
that
real
offense.
Quick, your quarterback here in Jacksonville.
I'm going to go
6 point.
I was actually going to say 6'2".
Yeah.
No, 7'1".
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right, good.
Which is about the average in the league.
All right, real quick, because of what you just said, Denny, and Matt has made this point many, many, many times. There are more spread guys or athletic movers, air raid and spread RPO quarterbacks in the college game that have forced the NFL to pay attention and relent. Basically, you're not going to have your pure pocket passer. Now let's use Cliff Kingsbury. Another opportunity for him. He came in to run Kyler Murray or run an offense for Kyler Murray to be successful at Arizona. Now it looks like he's going to do the same thing He was Caleb Williams' OC at USC, and now he's being hired at Washington, which would tell everybody, tell us if it's true, they will move to make sure they get him.
Let's dispel a myth here on this, too, because when you say spread offense, I think people automatically start thinking about zone read, things like that. Yeah. You could be a unathletic quarterback and be very efficient in a spread offense.
Oh, yeah.
Like the spread offense that I'm talking about is just spreading everybody out, creating space and maybe some motions, and you're just stressing zone defenses, right? You're flooding areas or you're spacing them out to the point where they got to play man, and then at that point, the league's full of man beaters now with the defensive rules.
Yeah,
so it's just, I think we've seen now kind of the old school kind of go away in the NFL to the point where I think the next big move is going to be fullbacks. I think fullbacks will be back in the game before you know it, because all these linebackers are sitting around at 230 now.
Yeah.
225 and can run 4.6, 4.5.
Look what happened with Buffalo's run game against Dallas. They battered them.
Give me a 260 thumper lead blocker going up against that 245 guy that I drafted to cover the pass, right? And let's just line that up and go. And I think you're going to start to see more and more fullbacks start to get worked into the game.
Well, the bad thing is that this team's been tortured by fullbacks, okay? Yeah. One cat ran it back 80-some yards on a kickoff, okay?
That's Leach's whole thing was you spread to the numbers.
Yep.
And then throw to the green. He used to always tell his quarterbacks, throw to the green.
Yep.
Wherever you see green, throw to the green.
Yeah.
Because they're finding spots in that zone.
It's special to hear Gardner talk about Leach's offense.
Yeah.
I should actually try to talk him into doing that one day on camera, because it is to hear him explain what they accomplished in that offense is pretty special. Yeah.
Well, we'd love to see that.
Yeah.
You need to ask him how everything was down in Orlando.
I actually have seen it. I've sat in the quarterback room with Leach and Gardner.
Oh, that would have been wild.
At Washington State, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah, that would have
phenomenal.
Been two smart guys right there.
Yeah.
But it's the classic baseball, hit them where they ain't.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
That's what it is. Throw it to the green.
No doubt. Did y'all watch the skills challenge, the quarterback skills challenge Thursday night?
Yeah. I watched a little.
That was fun to watch, actually. It was really fun to watch, and it was just cool to see all the different guys, how they throw, and the thing you came away with is these guys that we talk about that, hey man, they're not any good.
Really,
they can spin it. They can spin it.
Right, really good.
As much as I think the Pro Bowl, the festivities and everything, I like to make fun of it and whatnot, but it's a personality weekend for fans to enjoy. It's their version of the All-Star NBA and All-Star. That's what it's going to become, and now I'm okay with it.
Right. If it's the dunk contest and the game means whatever, then cool. Just tell me that.
Yeah.
Just tell me that, and I love the way that I actually love the way they're going with this. I think it's really fun, and I'm a big advocate for the future of what flag football is going to be. It's been an Olympic sport, things like that. And I told my wife and my son yesterday, we're watching that game, and there's 60,000 people watching a flag football game. I'm like, this is a good thing. This is a really good thing. It gets the popularity in football at an earlier age, and I think it's probably a little healthier at an earlier age.
Yeah, in that respect, it is a smart move because we have too many kids. Pop Warner, apologies to Coach Bob and all you out there, but knocking heads way too early.
Absolutely. Yeah, completely
all right,
agree.
Denny, good stuff, my man. Enjoy the Super Bowl with your 49ers lid on.
Yep.
We'll see how it goes.
Sharp lid,
I mean, confident win. It's a 1.5-point line. You guys are on the favorite.
I mean, how are you ever confident against Mahomes?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's just hope for a good game.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, at Denny_Thompson, you can find him on X, and of course at 6 Points Passing Academy. It is XL Primetime.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. They get up early every morning to help you start your day with sports and a smile.
That is a good cup of joe.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
Good morning.
Kinda like a cup of radio coffee. Mornings on 1010XL.
When it comes to a new roof, you want the golden standard. Can't afford the cost of replacing your roof without financing? Don't worry, we have special financing with up to 30-year terms. As long as you're not in an active bankruptcy, current with your property taxes and mortgage, not in a reverse mortgage, no liens or judgments, and no foreclosure, we should be able to get you funded. No hard credit check required.
Golden Hammer Roofing and Gutters.
Golden Hammer.
The golden standard in roofing.
Joe C. for Roland Reese Plumbing, and when you have a plumbing problem, well, I'm just going to put it to you simply, you know it, right? Because it could be coming right back at you, which is not good. So any type of plumbing problem that you have, know that you have a professional that's been in Jacksonville for a long, long time, Roland Reese, where quality and experience count. We're talking emergency service, 24/7, and same-day service. That means they can get to you when you need it the most. 25-plus years of experience. Just log on, plumbingjacksonville.com, and take advantage of the experience. They are licensed and insured, and they will take care of you. Roland Reese Plumbing, where quality and experience count.
Action Management VPC Analyst. Coordinate and implement end-of-line production actions prior to wholesale for the Vehicle Preparation Centers. Requires 5 years relevant experience. Mercedes-Benz USA, LLC, Jacksonville, Florida. Send cover letter and resume with job ID MER0003092 to Rejwanur Rahman, MBUSA, 1 Mercedes-Benz Drive, Sandy Springs, Georgia, 30328 USA, or apply online at mbusa.com/en/careers.
Credit for everyone. 500 vehicles in one location. 30-day exchange program. If you want it all, get it all at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Right now, just $500 down and only $288 per month gets you a pre-owned 2021 Toyota Corolla. Or you choose a pre-owned 2021 Camry, RAV4, or Tacoma for just $500 down and $388 per month. Plus, Arlington's Credit for Everyone program and 30-day exchange program. Save thousands and shop arlingtontoyota.com today.
After consulting with several orthopedic specialists about my constant knee pain, I chose Southeast Orthopedic Specialist and Dr. Chris Swanson to handle my surgery. Their professionalism let me know this team was the one for me. The surgery was very successful, and if I ever have a future need, I'll continue to trust Southeast Orthopedic Specialists to take care of me.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Dave Binion here with my son Ammon, who is the air duct cleaning manager at Zero Res. So Ammon, you may notice a little rattle in my voice and some puffiness in my eyes. That's because allergy season is coming on. Can Zero Res help?
Yes, your health has a lot to do with the air you breathe. A clean and healthy home begins with clean air. At Zero Res, we can help clean the air in your home by cleaning your air ducts, cleaning the coils in your HVAC units, and fogging the system with a powerful antimicrobial that helps kill and control the growth of microorganisms in your air. We also have options for maintaining your clean air with our excellent inline air purifier and UV lights that will help keep your system clean and healthy. At Zero Res, we are more than just air duct cleaners. We're a clean air specialist.
So, what deals do you have this month?
Right now, get $100 off your air duct cleaning, and while we're at it, we'll give you $50 off your dryer vent cleaning.
Zero Res.
Spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
ZEROREC. Zero Res.
Get ready for an extraordinary weekend at 1-to-1 Financial Ballpark. It's the inaugural Jacksonville College Baseball Classic, February 23rd to the 25th. It's Division I baseball at its best. Witness intense competition as Auburn, University of Iowa, University of Virginia, and Wichita State battle it out in a round-robin tournament format. It's a weekend of baseball you won't want to miss. To get your tickets and more information, visit jaxcbc.com.
A big win for the Florida Gators.
Get inside the Gators with the Florida Gator Report.
I'm Taylor Dahl, and I'm your Gator Updater. Listen for the Gator Report several times a week on 1010XL.
Brought to you by Darley's Plumbing, where quality counts.
Let's fire up the flavor and ignite those appetites. Let's slow down and smell the barbecue. Because all your favorites are smoked for hours and ready for eating when you are. From our famous ribs to slow smoked pork. Enjoy some perfection by the plateful, safely in our dining room or in the comfort of your home. With curbside pickup, drive-through, and delivery. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
This is Keith Catlin for Catlin Truck Accessories, and we are so blessed to be in business for over 100 years. Over 100 years of the best product and customer service means you can count on Catlin. From Roll-and Lock bed covers to Lear toppers to cam locker toolboxes, Catlin Truck Accessories has you covered when it comes to your truck or van. We do those too. Got a fleet of vehicles? We can outfit them all.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
One name, one location, 100 years. You can count on Catlin.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. 55 Jacksonville. Fridays on XL Primetime. Brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room at Fernandina Beach.
Some pretty crazy numbers that we were throwing out Denny's way with our quarterback whisperer, and we've got plenty of props. As a matter of fact, JJ will probably line up another round of props coming up here in just a second. Our prop bets, we always have fun with them. You know all my beer boys. As a matter of fact, Matty was one of my main beer guys. And
Modelo Matty.
Yeah. And dude is already planning on heading out to Vegas on Friday. He is just loving life. And so I'm so jealous of him. But we will have, all the stuff that comes out of my North Florida sales warehouses. We'll try and get some prizes to give away. And then the Golf Club Southampton, we always try and hook up everybody with some good golf. But just some prop bets, just to have a little fun, have a little something on it when you're watching the game. And so JJ will set up another round of you guys coming up here in just a second. Remember, he'll take 4 or 5 of you. He'll put them in the pile. You got to at least nail 2 out of the 3 to get in the drawing, and then we'll draw winners out, and we will contact you. And so don't show up at our door going, where's my prize? Let's just make sure that we get in touch with you. But we always want to make it fun just so you can get a little extra action on it as we go into the game. Now, we asked Denny what he thought. He just kind of looked at us and laughed. And when you talk about trying to beat Pat Mahomes, I went back and I know plenty of people that are diehard fans of the game. You go back and you watch some of these Super Bowls, and especially when you take a look at the trends and what you were talking about a minute ago, Matt, with these yards per attempt and the fact that Brock Purdy is at a whopping 9.4 yards per attempt. That's how successful.
9.6.
9.6. Well, 9.6 for this season, 9.4 since he came into the league.
Right.
That is how successful he has been. And so when I look at this line, and it's 1.5, 2 points, 1.5, 2 points, you can't help but acknowledge that Vegas thinks, whether they're right or wrong, Vegas thinks that there's as much offensive and defensive firepower on the San Francisco 49ers as that trumps what Mahomes means offensively to the Kansas City Chiefs. Because I don't think anyone would argue San Francisco has more weapons, but they don't have Mahomes.
It's funny. JJ and I were talking about this before the show. The first thing I want to say real quick back to is to the average yards per attempt. What that means is the ball's going downfield.
Exactly.
That's what people have to understand. The ball goes downfield. He's driving it downfield.
Here's another quick example. We watched Justin Fields play a half of football Monday night, and the ball, he was, let's just say he was something in the neighborhood of 8 of 11. The ball never was thrown past the line of scrimmage.
Right. And when I say he's driving the ball downfield, I don't mean the offense is driving. I mean he's throwing to the second and third level. He's throwing those kind of throws. So that's what that high number means. Anyway, back to your original point. JJ and I were talking about this, and he thinks it's because Vegas thinks the Niners are going to win. I think it's because they're trying to even the money.
Oh, that's for sure.
Which is what they definitely do. They definitely do.
But I think there's a reason why they have the Niners.
He thinks the
favored.
Niners are still they think the Niners are going to win, which is amazing to me. That at some point you got to say, look, until you beat Mahomes,
right?
Until someone does it.
But you know what they're betting on? The roulette wheel keeps coming up black, so you start to bet red. The roulette wheel.
He just, Denny made a great point. He has an answer for everything, man. Everything.
You know what I heard about the money, by the way, that not surprisingly, the vast majority of the public bets, the amount of bets, is on the Chiefs. But
the money
is,
on the Niners, right?
it's about even. So, like, most of the big bets, like the 6-figure bets I heard, a lot of them are on the 49ers.
Now, I don't know if this is true, but we have heard that the regular ticket price, if you want to buy 2 tickets into the Super Bowl, that it's starting to take a bit of a dip, that all of a sudden you're seeing these prices that they thought were going to be, you could name your price,
right?
Because people are going to Vegas and they're ready to party and they want to go to the Super Bowl, that it's dropped by a couple of grand.
I'm not surprised because the Chiefs go all the time.
Yeah, but listen to this, okay? All right, so you say, all right, and we say general public, you can never really truly say that about the flipping Super Bowl. That ain't the general public that is sitting in those seats. But yes, the Chiefs have been there, but the Niners travel so well. The Chiefs travel so well. And they say the get-in price has dropped. Are you ready for this, though? The suites in Allegiant Stadium, $2.5 million. All right, let me give you some of these numbers. All right, Las
for
Vegas.
one game.
My 30-second commercials, $2.5 million.
Yeah. It's over $3 million for 30
Oh, is it
seconds.
really?
Oh, yeah. First Las Vegas Super Bowl plus Taylor Swift plus Silicon Valley fans from San Francisco equals the most expensive Super Bowl ever. All right, so regular tickets. I'm hearing conflicting reports about this, but regular tickets are averaging 8,000 get-in versus 6,000 last year. Cheapest available for 4 seats, $200,000.
Ugh.
Most expensive, and this is the suite we're talking about, most expensive for 20 seats, $2.5 million. $125,000 per person to watch a 4-hour football game. So the
the reality is you could just go to the one casino, jump in the pool, and watch it on that gigantic TV and have a better time.
And gamble your face off.
Right.
And eat and drink your face off.
Yes.
So
that won't be cheap either.
And you know
just
that,
to go to Vegas, I'm sure this weekend the rooms are probably ridiculous.
Yeah. And so the original NFG, whenever I go suite level, they can appreciate this. But that $2.5 million suite, I don't even think the original NFG would go for that. You get your food and beverage package. You get 2 parking passes.
That's it?
2 parking passes with those 20 tickets. So, yeah, $2.5 million.
2?
Yeah, 2 parking
You mean
passes.
2 per ticket or 2 per 20?
Just 2 passes to park.
Oh, my God.
They will be stuffing people in the trunk. Oh, that's for sure. And not Hoffa style. All right, it is XL Primetime. We'll say hello to the Friends Show coming up.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL.
Tired of dealing with clogged drains? What about bad smells coming from your pipes? No matter how big or small your commercial or residential project may be, my friends at Duck Duck Rooter can handle it. Contact them today for all your plumbing, septic, and air conditioning needs at 904-862-6769. And while I have your attention, Duck Duck Rooter is hiring plumbers. They offer excellent weekly pay, health insurance, paid holidays, 401k, and more. Apply now at duckduckrooter.com and they will call you for an interview.
When the sun goes down, Hacker is up.
Who is that guy?
Ryan the Hacker Green.
You're one of our very special people here.
He'll tell you about tonight's games and hot topics. Hacker After Dark, right after Rick Ballou. Evenings on 1010XL.
Hey, sports fans, this is Hayes Carlyon from MyBookie. The Chiefs and 49ers are gearing up for an epic showdown in Las Vegas, and you've got a front row seat with MyBookie. Whether you're aiming to cash in on the big game or just looking to have a good time with friends, MyBookie brings a true Vegas experience straight to you. With a huge selection of pregame bets, you can wager on everything from the opening coin toss to the color of Taylor Swift's sweater. MyBookie is a platform that offers something for everyone. You don't need to be a pro to turn sports and pop culture knowledge into real cash in your wallet. Sign up, make your first deposit today using promo code 1010XL, and choose from a variety of welcome offers to find one that suits your playstyle. You've got options. If you're itching for a sportsbook and casino that amplifies the thrill and maximizes your winnings, MyBookie is your MVP. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere from MyBookie. Don't forget that promo code 1010XL.
Is your roof showing signs of wear and tear? Well, don't wait for problems to escalate. Call Universal Roofing Contracting today to schedule your complimentary roof inspection. Right now, get 15% off roof replacement or repairs, plus flexible financing. This offer expires February 29th and restrictions apply. Universal Roofing Contracting, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry, this free examination, normally $199, is yours for free and good only through Sunday. For your free examination, call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Call now.
This is Hayes Carlyon for QC Kinetics. Are you sick and tired of achy joints? Look, you need to call QC Kinetics today. They've got 2 great locations, Mandarin and Ponte Vedra Beach. Give them a call for a free consultation at 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. Look, the state of healthcare is always changing. It's evolving, and old ideas like steroids and surgery, they're no longer your only options. Regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics is transforming lives with innovative, non-surgical, drug-free treatments that deliver lasting results. Knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain, arthritis, injury. Don't let this pain keep you from living your best life. QC Kinetics advanced state-of-the-art treatments harness and direct your body's natural ability to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. Give them a call today, QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522.
If you weren't on the radio, I would never radio.
When you hear a great guest on 1010XL, tell your friends they can catch the replay on demand.
It's all at 1010XL.com.
Brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Win cash prizes at UnderdogFantasy.com.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. It's getting chilly outside, but you can enjoy the outside inside with a new glass lanai from Lifetime Enclosures, or look ahead and get that backyard ready for spring with a new screened-in enclosure. Maximize the space you have and make it great with Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. They truly are the best in the business. Give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Hey, remember this?
I don't believe what I just saw. That is a disgusting act by Randy Moss. You believe in miracles? Yes! Touch them all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
Time now for a Modelo moment. Make your next moment with a Modelo.
Toss to White. He's in. Patriots win the Super Bowl. Brady has his 5th. What a comeback.
Tell you what, the list was endless when it comes to Tom Brady highlights throughout the years, and we mentioned the number of quarterbacks that are right now in the league that have played in the Super Bowl, and the number is not that big. And the oldest cat among them is probably Matt Stafford and Russell Wilson, and those two guys are only part of a handful that have played in the Super Bowl, much less won the Super Bowl, because Tom Brady owned the Super Bowl. That was the comeback against the Atlanta Falcons when they were trailing 28-3. 28-3. 5 minutes to go, they decided they were never going to run the football again. Kyle Shanahan probably still regrets that to this day, because he has not won a Super Bowl. That was him as the offensive coordinator. He gets the San Francisco 49er job.
Mike Smith's the head coach, right?
Yeah. It was.
Right?
No.
No, that was, what's his name, who just
Dan
got
Quinn.
hired.
Yeah.
Quinn.
Yeah.
Right.
Dan Quinn. And Dan Quinn had basically abandoned his defensive ways because they were up 28-3, and that was the first game went to overtime.
That close.
And then they went right down the field, and they won. What an unbelievable finish.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Tire Outlet. Tire Outlet is now hiring. Visit tireoutlet.com/careers. Equal opportunity employer.
Frank Frangie Show getting ready to roll. Frank joins us now from the beautiful clubhouse at TPC Sawgrass Players Media Day. Frank, what's up?
Oh, Joe, it's beautiful out here. You've played this thing enough. It's there's never a bad day at this golf course, is there, Joey? It was wonderful. Before you ask, hit it in the water, made double. That's going to be the first. Isn't that the first question?
Well,
what happened on 17, right? Isn't that the question?
Well, instead of asking if you hit it in the water, because that's a given, was it left?
Kinda is.
Was it left, right, front, or back?
Pin high left. Pin high, hit it left. pulled it. I do want to say, did I say pin high yet? Just so I can get that part in.
You did. Slip that right in.
Just make sure I got that in.
Real quick, Lamb would get. He says, "Don't ever let anyone get away with tell you they were pin high when they didn't hit the green."
Yeah, but I did not hit the green and I was pin high. Okay, and so
Again, slipped it in.
But here's the deal: no one says, "Hey, how you been? How's your family? How's the weather? What'd you do on 17?" Right? Isn't that the first question? Shouldn't that be the first question?
Yeah. Always.
But it's beautiful. By the way, it's something you guys were talking about. I get a kick out of. What when the Patriots beat the Falcons in the Super Bowl? What was the score? Off the top of your head, what was the score? Don't look. What's the top?
I'm going to say it was 34-28.
31-28.
Because they scored.
Here's the funny thing. None of it. We all know 28-3. No one knows the score of the game.
Yeah.
You ever realize that? We all know 28-3.
Yeah, I think it was 34-28 because they went down and scored a touchdown.
Yeah. Right. I didn't even. I can't tell you, but I can tell you all about 28-3.
Yeah, it's
right?
true. It is true.
That's the number we know. Hey, boy, I love Super Bowl week. I love it when it gets here. I love what it means. I think it's the biggest sporting event in the country by a wide margin, even if sometimes it doesn't deliver. So we'll certainly talk about how it became all that. That's on the show today. Lee Smith's going to stop by. He is the new executive director of the Players Championship and a wonderful guy. Joe, you know Lee, and he's a fantastic guy. He's going to stop by. So we're going to start talking a little golf today. As the golf season gets near, a little college basketball too. So we're live at the Players. Love being here on a Monday, and it kicks up in just a bit.
All right, sounds good, Frank. Thanks. We'll be listening.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so they will do it from the clubhouse because you've got really the countdown is on. You'll hear those players' messages from the volunteer staff as far as the countdown to the players. And when it happens, it's always a special week. And a little bummed that Pebble could not get to 72 holes because of the weather out there, a signature event. And it would have been great if they'd have been able to crown a champion. But Wyndham in the wind was able to win at Pebble. Went out and shot him a 60 on Saturday. And I'm telling you, this dude, all right, you ready for this? And both of you guys should appreciate it, although we've never done it. There's a stat called worth of putts made, and it's measured by feet.
Right.
Okay? I watched Wyndham Clark. I was on the PGA Tour International television broadcast where he holed 189 feet worth of putts.
Dude, that's how he won the major last year.
It's incredible. Wow. You go back to what he did at LA Country Club and what he did at the Wells when he won his first one, 189 feet worth of putts in one round. I talked to Spanky, the great Mike Lynch. I said, how long would it take you to hole 189 feet? Lynchy's a PGA professional. He said, take me 2 years because he doesn't make anything long. Is that not incredible?
He's going to be around for a long time, this guy.
He's
not going to be like one of those, hey, you won one major and you disappear.
I agree. I hope so.
Just because his putting is so good.
He's good enough. Just take a look at that exaggerated grip on your putter and think about it because that has helped him mightily. All right, we are out. Thanks to Mokama Beer Company. Tuesday through Sunday, they are serving up great craft. You can always count on that. They've got so many great creations, and it's all across your flavor palette, whether it's Pilsners, lagers, sours, IPAs, stouts, whatever you want, they've got it. And make sure check out the tap room and the coffee being served every single day. Their brand new Wildlight location is open, so check them out, as well as South 8th Street on Fernandina. Both of them up in Nassau County or on the shelves at Total Wine or ABC. Make sure you check them out. Mokama Beer Company. We are done. Joe C., Matty Hayes. We'll have Mia back tomorrow. Big Searcy and JJ.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.